going to be. He gets away from one tackle. Lefty's still running. Cuts back up. Lefty's still on his feet. Lefty's still on his feet. He's down the sideline. He's headed for pay dirt. Touchdown, Dragons! And soon as we're set for football action tonight, it is York and Sequatchie County. And join me as always, Gary Holland. Gary, this is a huge, huge region matchup.
Yes, it is, Gary, and you know, for all practical purposes, you got to think the winner of this one will be playing at home in the opening round of the NCAA playoffs. You know, if you lose this one, you're probably going to be on the road.
We'll see, of course, York coming in 6-1, Sequatchie County coming in 5-2. But region-wise, York is 2-1, Sequatchie County 2-0. But Sequatchie County still has 2 more games to play. They still got to go. I think they go to Grundy County, and then they go to Upperman, if I'm not mistaken. I know they go to Upperman, but they may have to go to Grundy County as well, as they've still got 2 games to play. Welcome to the Progressive pregame show as we get set for football action tonight. We're going to tell you about what these 2 teams did last year. We'll look at their overall records. We'll have Dennis and the guys tell you what's coming up this week, what happened last week. Plus, we'll take a look at AP Top 10. We'll take a look at the Coach T Strength and Success Top 25. Got a little bit of a discrepancy there, we'll say. And we'll also take a look at what these teams have left as far as district action and what this game could mean. All that's coming up right here on the Progressive pregame show.
Cheer this year for all our school teams and activities. Get behind our local schools. Join the parent-teachers group and help improve the quality of education. Sponsor school activities. Go to a ball game, hear a concert, reach higher. Progressive Savings Bank, insured by FDIC.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
It's football time on the mountain. At Progressive Savings Bank, we know running your small business is a lot like coaching a team. You call the plays that drive your business towards success, and we're your #1 fan. After all, you provide the products, the services, and jobs that keep our local economy moving forward. We partner with small businesses to help you reach your financial goals with free business checking and flexible financing to help operate and grow your business with the right financial equipment to keep you in the game. This is Mark Justice wishing our York Dragons a successful football season. We are proud once again to sponsor Dragon First Downs. Progressive Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Week number 8 of the Tennessee high school football season ushers in October and the beginning of the sprint to the finish line. I'm Dennis Weaver of Friday Night Thunder. Give us 3 minutes and we'll look at the highlights for the teams in the Friday Night Thunder network area and contests statewide. This is the Friday Night Thunder Week 8 Rewind. In Region 4, 4A, Spring Hill had the week off. In non-region play, Nolensville grounded Lincoln County. Maplewood routed Overton. Marshall County fell to Giles County in non-region games. Tullahoma clawed Lawrence County in the lone region game of the week. In Region 4, 3A, Grundy County was stung by Cascade. Smith County caged DeKalb County. Sequatchie County scalped Cumberland County. And York Institute popped Wartburg in non-region games, while Cannon County and Upperman took the week off. In Region 4, 2A, Cascade trounced Grundy County. Westmoreland slipped up against Livingston. And Trousdale was shocked by Whitwell in overtime in a trio of non-region games. East Robertson, Jackson County, and Watertown were all on bye this week. In Region 5 2A, Forest bested Loretta, and Lewis County maimed Community in region games. Columbia Academy was spanked by FRA, and Summertown lit up Mount Pleasant in non-region games, while Eagleville had a bye this week. In Region 5 1A, Moore County enjoyed their fall break, while Huntland spanked Franklin Grace, and Cornersville drilled Richland in region games. In non-region play, Fayetteville was clawed by Warren County, and Mount Pleasant came up short to Summertown. In Region 3-6A, Blackman, Riverdale, and Siegel all had the night off. Oakland toppled Franklin, Coffee County was deviled by Lebanon, and Warren County caged Fayetteville in non-region games. In Region 5-6A, Cane Ridge busted Antioch in region play. In non-region play, Laverne lost to Wilson Central, Overton was shut out by Maplewood, and McGavock was raided by Mount Juliet on Thursday night. Smyrna and Stewart's Creek enjoyed fall break on Friday night. In Region 5-5A, Lincoln County fell to Nolensville in the only non-region game. In region contest, Franklin County stopped Columbia, Shelbyville sailed past Summit, and Page turned White County. Elsewhere in Middle Tennessee, CPA buried Independence, McCauley shocked Brentwood Academy, Macon County rolled up Portland, White House vetoed White House Heritage, and Hendersonville washed away Gallatin. In East Tennessee, Maryville blew past Cleveland on Thursday night, Farragut put down Jefferson County, Red Bank raised Walker Valley, Elizabethton blew through Union County, and Austin East topped Gatlinburg Pittman. In West Tennessee, McKenzie beat Adamsville, Riverside stunned Hickman County, Obion County mauled Dresden, and Whitehaven edged Memphis Central. That does it for the Friday Night Thunder Week 8 Rewind. This has been Dennis Weaver of Friday Night Thunder.
Scott Gary, and they were shut out both. They lost South Pittsburgh 19-0.
Fall break for many of Tennessee high schools means 110 teams will have a break during week number 9 of the Tennessee high school football season. Of the 116 games on tap, there'll be lots of pivotal regional matchups on the schedule. Hey folks, Dennis Weaver here, Friday Night Thunder with your Week 9 preview. We begin our preview in the Friday Night Thunder Radio Network area as the blood-hate rivalry known as the Majors Bowl takes place in Huntland as Moore County visits the Hornets' Nest. York Institute hosts Sequatchie County with the winner sewing up a home playoff game. Cookeville visits the Inferno at Blackman with playoff positioning on the line. Eagleville hosts Columbia Academy with a home playoff game on the line in Region 5-2A. Oakland hosts Siegel in the Battle of Memorial Boulevard. And Stewart's Creek crosses I-24 to tangle with Smyrna in a pair of Rutherford County rivalry games. Elsewhere in Middle Tennessee on Thursday night, Glencliff visits Hunters Lane in a battle of winless teams. Gordonsville visits Joe Burns for the top spot in Region 4-1A. East Nashville hosts Pearl Cone for the championship in Region 5-3A. And Portland hosts Springfield in a Robertson County rivalry matchup.
And it's going to be easy to pick up what they're doing. It's going to be all about blocking, execution, and controlling that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think we may have had some problem with our sound there, Gary. We want to remind you that we've got coming up high school football action. I think maybe our rewind and preview may have been running behind us there. Not sure, hopefully not, but if it was, we apologize for that as we got the Progressive pregame show going on here. Gary, this game tonight, like we said, it's a huge one as far as region standings. And York bounced back from that loss from Upperman last week. They looked really impressive against Wartburg. This is going to be a terrible thing to say, but not a lot of competition there.
Not a lot. And, York come out and they established themselves early and often. And, 30-0 at the end of the first quarter, and they were rolling from that point on. And, just a great performance coming off of that game where you probably didn't play your best down at Baxter a couple of weeks ago and, got back on solid footing because, the challenge is a lot stronger tonight.
So you're getting ready to take on a good Sequatchie County team, and we're going to take a time now for our Week 9 preview, and we'll also take a look at last week's rewind. That's right, we'll take a look at how all teams did last week, and then we'll be back to look at some of ours that we locally that played last week. We'll take a look at that right after that.
Week number 8 of the Tennessee high school football season ushers in October and the beginning of the sprint to the finish line. I'm Dennis Weaver of Friday Night Thunder. Give us 3 minutes and we'll look at the highlights for the teams in the Friday Night Thunder network area and contests statewide. This is the Friday Night Thunder Week 8 Rewind. In Region 4-4A, Spring Hill had the week off. In non-region play, Nolensville grounded Lincoln County. Maplewood routed Overton. Marshall County fell to Giles County in non-region games. Tullahoma clawed Lawrence County in the lone region game of the week. In Region 4 3A, Grundy County was stung by Cascade, Smith County caged DeKalb County, Sequatchie County scalped Cumberland County, and York Institute popped Wartburg in non-region games, while Cannon County and Upperman took the week off. In Region 4 2A, Cascade trounced Grundy County, Westmoreland slipped up against Livingston, and Trousdale was shocked by Whitwell in overtime in a trio of non-region games. East Robertson, Jackson County, and Watertown were all on bye this week. In Region 5 2A, Forest bested Loretta, and Lewis County maimed Community in region games. Columbia Academy was spanked by FRA, and Summertown lit up Mount Pleasant in non-region games, while Eagleville had a bye this week. In Region 5 1A, Moore County enjoyed their fall break, while Huntland spanked Franklin Grace, and Cornersville drilled Richland in region games. In non-region play, Fayetteville was clawed by Warren County, and Mount Pleasant came up short to Summertown. In Region 3-6A, Blackman, Riverdale, and Siegel all had the night off. Oakland toppled Franklin, Coffee County was deviled by Lebanon, and Warren County caged Fayetteville in non-region games. In Region 5-6A, Cane Ridge busted Antioch in region play. In non-region play, Laverne lost to Wilson Central, Overton was shut out by Maplewood, and McGavock was raided by Mount Juliet on Thursday night. Smyrna and Stewart's Creek enjoyed fall break on Friday night. In Region 5-5A, Lincoln County fell to Nolensville in the only non-region game. In region contest, Franklin County stopped Columbia, Shelbyville sailed past Summit, and Page turned White County. Elsewhere in Middle Tennessee, CPA buried Independence, McCauley shocked Brentwood Academy, Macon County rolled up Portland, White House vetoed White House Heritage, and Hendersonville washed away Gallatin. In East Tennessee, Maryville blew past Cleveland on Thursday night, Farragut put down Jefferson County, Red Bank raised Walker Valley, Elizabethton blew through Union County, and Austin East topped Gatlinburg-Pittman. In West Tennessee, McKenzie beat Adamsville, Riverside stunned Hickman County, Obion County mauled Dresden, and Whitehaven edged Memphis Central. That does it for the Friday Night Thunder Week 8 Rewind. This has been Dennis Weaver of Friday Night Thunder. Fall break for many of Tennessee high schools means 110 teams will have a break during week number 9 of the Tennessee high school football season. Of the 116 games on tap, there'll be lots of pivotal regional matchups on the schedule. Hey folks, Dennis Weaver here, Friday Night Thunder with your week 9 preview. We'll begin our preview in the Friday Night Thunder Radio Network areas. The blood-hate rivalry known as the Majors Bowl takes place in Huntland as Moore County visits the Hornets' Nest. York Institute hosts Sequatchie County with the winner sewing up a home playoff game. Cookeville visits the Inferno at Blackman with playoff positioning on the line. Eagleville hosts Columbia Academy with a home playoff game on the line in Region 5-2A. Oakland hosts Siegel in the Battle of Memorial Boulevard. And Stewart's Creek crosses I-24 to tangle with Smyrna in a pair of Rutherford County rivalry games. Elsewhere in Middle Tennessee on Thursday night, Glencliff visits Hunters Lane in a battle of winless teams. Gordonsville visits Joe Burns for the top spot in Region 4-1A. East Nashville hosts Pearl Cone for the championship in Region 5-3A. And Portland hosts Springfield in a Robertson County rivalry matchup. In East Tennessee, it's the biggest matchup in the state as Elizabethton visits Greenville in a region battle between a pair of teams ranked in the top 3 in Class 4A. Baylor visits McCauley in the Cross River rivalry, which is the oldest rivalry game in the state. Tennessee High hosts David Crockett in the Stone Castle. Hampton visits South Green in a fight atop Region 1-2A. Hardin Valley visits Dobbins-Bennett, and Science Hill hosts Morristown West in a pair of 6A playoff elimination games. Top-ranked Meigs County hosts Oneida in Region 2-2A, and South Pittsburgh visits Whitwell in a Marion County battle of unbeatens in Region 3-1A. In West Tennessee, Union City hosts Adamsville in a battle of struggling teams. Briarcrest travels to MUS in the biggest private school matchup in Shelby County this week. Riverside hosts Houston County, looking to lock up a playoff berth in Region 6-2A. Lake County visits West Carroll with a winner getting a leg up on hosting a playoff game. Trezevant visits Orange Mound to tangle with Melrose, and Gibson County hosts Trinity Christian in a battle for playoff position in Region 7-2A. That does it for the Friday Night Thunder Week 9 preview. You can keep up with all the scores from across the state all weekend long on our popular statewide scoreboard available at our website, FridayNightThunder.com. There you can also listen to our post-game show from 9:30 to 11 Central Time each Friday night. If your local radio station does not carry Friday Night Thunder, encourage them to join our ever-expanding network. This has been Dennis Weaver of Friday Night Thunder.
We've been taking care of business.
Cheer this year for all our school teams and activities. Get behind our local schools. Join the parent-teachers group and help improve the quality of education. Sponsor school activities. Go to a ball game, hear a concert, reach higher. Progressive Savings Bank, insured by FDIC.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
And back here on the York Institute, where we got football action, Gary, and they had the coin toss a minute ago. York will receive, as I believe Sequatchie won the toss.
Yeah, they did. They've deferred. York will receive the ball going from our right to left here in the first quarter. And, so York will have the ball first, opportunity to get the offense on the field.
And a big thank you to our sponsors for our live broadcast. Thank you, first of all, to Progressive Savings Bank, our sponsors for the pregame show. Our live broadcast sponsors, Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union, Clark Range, State Representative John Mark Wendell, Fitness Farmers Co-op, Hall's Family Pharmacy, First Volunteer Bank, Pizza Hut of Jamestown, Condition Heating and Cooling, Mid-Thrift Pharmacy, Twin Lakes Telephone Cooperative, Casey's Frontier Chevrolet, Jamestown Regional Medical Center, Fitness County Executive Jimmy Johnson, also Micro Metals, Southeast Drywall, State Representative Kelly Kiesling, State Senator Ken Yeager, our sponsors for our live broadcast of football here on WDEB. Gary, this is a huge, we can't say enough, region matchup.
Yeah, it is. It's a big region matchup, Gary, and like I said, we think the winner of this is going to get a home playoff football game, and it has a lot riding on it tonight, Gary.
So we'll see what happens here as we get ready to kick it off. Let's see, back to kick off for the Indians is number 67. That looks like Alex Martinez, the kicker, will kick it off. Martinez, a senior, and that's something we talked about earlier, Gary, is how senior-laden this squad is.
Yeah, on offense, they will start 8 seniors and 3 juniors on offense, so very experienced team anyhow.
And the kickoff's going to be a short one, taken up by bobbled by the up man, then picking up by Miller. Miller gets still on his feet, and he's going to be wrapped up and knocked down at the 27-yard line, Gary, and that was probably a touchdown-saving tackle there by number 18.
Yeah, Miller with great speed. If he gets around him, Gary, he is probably gone to the house. And, with that being the case, he did try to bounce it out towards the right sideline of the boundary, and number 18 for them.
Will Keener.
Will Keener made a great play to make that tackle.
So here come the Dragons. They'll come up with Lefevue under center. Got in the backfield Josiah Headings. You've got Cooper on the left side and Miller on the right side. They'll hand off Cooper. Cooper cut back inside, and not a lot of running room there. Gary picks up maybe 3 on the carry.
Yeah, he got out over the 30, out to about the 31. A good hard run by Cole Cooper. Put his head down, got that last yard or 2, Gary.
So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 7. And, Gary, like I said, this two teams is just like, I guess it's just like running against their practice squad.
It really is. You run against each other, and that's where you go from there. So, it's a similar offense.
And this time it's going to be, I believe, Lefevue on the keeper, and he's going to go to the right side, and he's going to push forward, Gary. Still going to be short of the first down, but it's going to be 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, it is. He got out to almost, they're going to mark it right at the 35-yard line, so it's going to be about 3rd and a little over 2 here, Gary.
Actually, it's going to be a 3rd and about 4, I think, right? He's got to get to the...
He's got to get about 37 and a half. He's just short of the 35.
Yes,
so
he's about 2.5.
2.5, 3 yards.
Either way, we'll see if they can make it as it's 3rd down. This is a big, right off the bat, Gary, this is a big drive to just kind of establish something early.
It is, and, a good chance for your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage here, and a big 3rd down opportunity.
They're going to hand to Headings, and Headings got the first down and more. He's up 40 to the 42, and he is cut down there. Good low tackle that time by Zach Morgan coming in making the hit, Gary.
Yeah, and he got rolled up, Gary. It was a hard tackle, and he's hobbling back, but he's carrying his leg coming off the field.
That's something you don't want to see, his headings out early, Gary.
Yeah, he may have got that ankle rolled up. He acts like he's favoring that one leg.
Yeah, seems to be his right leg as that time number 5 Morgan just came up and hit him low.
He did a good strong tackle by number 5. Nothing wrong with it. Just hit him low, took him down.
And now it's going to be handoff up the middle to Ben Cooper. Ben Cooper, the replacement for, gets about 8, the replacement for Headings and Gary. Ben Cooper, a little bit different than Headings. Headings is a straight-ahead bang hitter, where Cooper, he's just kind of, you never see him till he's got about 8 yards in.
Yeah, he's a smaller, he's stocky, but he's smaller, a lot smaller than Josiah. And, he's through the hole before the defense ever notices it, Gary, and got about 7 yards on that one.
And the Dragons now got out close to midfield. They're at the 48.5-yard line. Got a man in motion. They'll hand it off up the middle again, and that went nowhere as that one was stacked right about maybe got a yard out of it, Gary.
They're actually marking him at a loss of about a yard, and that was Ben Cooper again on the carry. They tried the same play again, and nowhere to run on that one.
And now coming in, the Dragons need a big first down here. They've got it 3rd and about 2 from the 49-yard line. And Heading still limping over here, Gary. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to go.
They're walking him over here. I think they're going to try to get a little closer look at him, Gary.
So now under center will go Lefevue. Got 2 men. He's going to roll out. Lefevue looking for a receiver. Got a man out there, and Drake. Drake comes up with a great catch by Drake, and way to keep his feet inbounds as he brings it down, Gary, right about the 17-yard line.
Nice catch by Drake. 2-step drop by Lefevue. He just tossed the ball up in the air and let Drake run under it. And Drake, what a great catch. Got both feet inbounds. He only needed one, got both of them, and, York in business.
So York now in the red zone at the 17-yard line. Going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons. And now we'll see what York does here. It's going to be Lefevue under center. Got Cooper in motion. He's going to give it to Cooper. Cooper going to cut back inside. Now bounces outside. Oh, just tripped up. Gary, he was about a footstep away from being in the house on that one.
I thought he was gone, Gary. I was signaling touchdown, and there's a guy come out nowhere, dove at him and tripped him up, actually. So nice open field tackle there, but still, 1st down and goal for the Dragons.
Actually, it's second and about a yard, so he didn't quite get the first down, but he's got close. And now he'll try to get the first down here. As up will come Lefevue. Lefevue, Cole Cooper in motion again. Hand off to Cooper. Cooper bangs straight ahead, and he should have enough, Gary, for the first down, as it should be 1st and goal now from, looks like about the 4-yard line maybe they're going to mark him. 4 or 5.
Actually, yeah, somewhere right around the 5-yard line, Gary. It'll be 1st and goal for the Dragons, and good hard running by Cole Cooper there. Just ran the same play twice in a row, got 11 yards and a 1st down out of it.
So now it'll be York with a 1st and goal from the 5. And they'll bring up Lefevue under center this time. Miller. Lefevue fumbles the football, but I was ahead. No, Sequatchie County's going to come up with a fumble, Gary, and that time Lefevue just never got the snap.
No, he didn't, and, the snap and the ball laid on the ground, and number 11, I believe it was Skylar Moeller, actually came up with the fumble recovery for Sequatchie County.
And so York's drive stalls as they had it 1st and goal. Now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Indians at about the 5-yard line of York, or their own 5-yard line. They'll get to the big guy. He leaps a couple of people and still on his feet, just banging straight ahead, as that time Hudson handed it off, Gary, and their big guy just went up over people.
Yeah, he did. Got about 6 yards out of that. Moved it out to about the 11-yard line. So, good run on 1st down for Sequatchie County, and it took about 4 York guys to get him down. Make note of that. You got to, he'll be a guy you have to hit low and bring him down.
And Brett Hicks on the carry on that one, number 45, as Hicks, I believe, is the tailback.
Yeah, their tailback, both wing backs, their wide receiver, and their quarterback are all seniors, Gary.
So up will come the quarterback. He'll hand it off inside. Now they're going to lay pitch, and York's going to play that one well. They're going to drop him, Gary, for it looks like maybe a loss on that one.
Yeah, it looks like he lost maybe about 5 yards. He lost 5 of the 6 he got. They got on first down. But great play. They tried to run the option play out of this wing tee, and York, Thomas Miller there first, strung that out, Gary. And, York, the Chargers come to help him, and a big loss, a big third down here for York.
Oh, and now there's a penalty on the end of it. Let's see what the call is. That's going to get them out of a deep hole. Got a personal foul face mask against York, and Gary, that's a real killer right there.
That's a horrible penalty. But, you had them backed up in 3rd and long, and then you get a face mask. I never saw the flag myself, and but that moves it all the way out to the 28-yard line, Gary.
So it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Indians. It'll be Hudson under center. He'll take the snap hand. No, he's going to roll out. He's looking back down the field. Now he's going to tuck and run, and he's going to get hit. And he drops the football, comes back up with it, but they're going to mark him down at about the 26, Gary, so he's going to lose a little bit, and that was just good job by Cole Cooper.
Yeah, he got back, almost to the line of scrimmage, but Cole Cooper actually, he had no pressure, had plenty of time to throw. York with good coverage, he couldn't get anybody open, and Cole Cooper finally closed the distance on him, made the tackle.
So now it's going to be 2nd and long for the Indians. Dragons had them 2nd and really long from down to the 5-yard line, but have bailed them out here up to the 26 now, where it's going to be 2nd and 10. Hudson under center. Got a man in motion. Going to hand it off the big guy up the middle, and he's going to be knocked down quickly. He's going to get a couple yards, Gary, but York did just exactly what you got to do. You got to go low against number 45. That is Brett Hicks on the carry.
Yeah, gain of about 5 there, but they did. They hit him low, but he fell forward for a couple extra yards there. So got about 3rd and 5, actually, it looks like, for Sequatchie County.
Now, Hicks looks to be about 6'2", maybe 6'3", Gary, so when he falls forward, he's going to pick up some yardage regardless.
He does, and he's a big stocky kid, too, and he definitely, it's going to be hard to drive him backwards. He's going to fall forward most of the time.
Hudson up in under center now, got a man in motion. He's going to keep it, going to wait on the pitch. Now he'll cut back inside. He's going to have the first down and more as he bulls his way all the way up to the 45-yard line. That was a good job by Hudson. Gary, York had the pitch, played perfectly, but to stop the pitch, you got to stop the quarterback.
Yeah, somebody has to take the pitch, man, and nobody did that time. So the quarterback, Hudson, just turned it up the field, Gary, and he actually got about 15 yards out of that.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Indians at their own 45. York need to get a stop here. York had it at 1st and goal at the 5 and fumbled. Now the handoff again to the big guy up the middle, Hicks, and Hicks is going to bang up over midfield to about the 40. Well, they're going to mark him right at the midfield stripe.
Yeah, gain of about 5 on first down there. So good hard running, and he would remind us a whole lot of what York has in Josiah Headings on the other side of the football in that fullback position.
If Josiah Headings can go, we don't know. He went down earlier with an injury, and we'll see if he can come back in this one. As here comes the Indian. The Indians big across the line. They've got a great big front line. As up will come Hudson under center. Got a man in motion. He'll hand it. No, he's going to keep it this time. Cuts back inside, and he's going to get just short of the first down. I think, they're going to mark him. Well, they gave him a generous spot on that one.
Yeah, they, this is going to be real close, and they signaled first down. So, first down, Sequatchie County.
So the Indians moving the football, Gary, and they're doing just what York normally does, chew that clock up and move the football.
Yeah, they do. They're very methodical. They're winning the line of scrimmage right now, Gary, especially on first down. They're getting positive yards on first down.
And this time they're going to hand it off over the left side to number 28. He's got some run room. He's going to pick up about 7 before he's brought down. And number 28 on the carry is Adrian Jackson.
Adrian Jackson on the carry, and first time we've seen him out of the halfback spot tonight, but he took the carry and turned it up for about 7 yards, Gary.
So now the Dragons see a 2nd and 3, and without Josiah Higgins in the middle, Gary, that takes a big chunk out of the inside. Good to see, though, back in there is Dadrick Phillips back in there this week. That's good to see him back in there, but without Josiah in the middle, that gives you a lot smaller lineup to run against.
Yeah, it does, and, it also takes a big guy out of the middle there in that middle linebacking core too, Gary.
And now they're going to hand it off this time over the other side, and he's going to be dropped quickly as that was number
That's Antonio Santos, number 4 on the carry, so they're getting the halfbacks involved now.
And Santos gives them another first down, Gary, and the Indians have moved all the way from the 5-yard line, helped by a penalty by York that kept their drive alive. Now they're in Dragon territory moving the football.
Yeah, they are. They're moving it right on down, Gary, and inside York's 45-yard line here, and first down 10.
First and 10 on York's 33. Got a man in motion. He'll hand it to the big guy, Hicks. He leaps one and then gets tripped up there and gets to about the 30-yard line. And Gary Hicks likes to go up in the air, and York's going to have to watch that. He likes to leap, folks. He might be a broad jumper or something for the track team.
Yeah, big guy likes to leap. Good job by Lander Cliffview there to get his arms around his ankles as he took off leaping that time, pulled him down, a gain of about 3.
So it's going to be 2nd and 7 now for the Indians. Gray York moved the football well, just fumbled it down on the goal line, and that was a real killer. And now the momentum's all in the Indians' favor as they'll hand it off to 28 over the left side. He's got some running room, but he's going to be hit and driven back as he got to about the 28, Gary. Picks up a couple more. Going to make it 3rd and quite a bit, but this is pretty much 4-down territory for the Indians.
Yeah, you would think it is. It's going to be about 3rd and 5 here, and York done a good job bottling this up on the first 2 plays. Need a big stop here on 3rd down, driving backwards a little bit, make this a long 2-down territory.
You got to watch here, Gary, for that pitch option. That's what they run when they needed yardage to get the first down. They faked that pitch a couple of times. They made the pitch once, but they faked it a couple times. Somebody's got to pick up Hudson if they try that one again. As Hudson under center now. Got a man in motion. Takes it, hands it off the opposite side. That one's going to be number 28 on the carry, and he's going to be
about
close.
a yard short, I believe, Gary, what they're going to mark him here. So it's going to be 4th and 1.
So 4th and short now for the Indians. Going to be 4th and about 1, and I don't see a kicker coming out, Gary. I don't see them going for a 40-yarder. Didn't see much of a kicker for the game as they were practicing. Didn't see their kicker doing a whole lot.
No, we didn't, and 4th and 1 here. York going to have to get everybody up at the line of scrimmage, and attack the line of scrimmage here, try to push this backwards.
I would, if I was calling the plays for Sequatchie County, this is where I'd give it to Hicks and just let him see if he can't get that yard. As big as he is, all he got to do is lean forward and pick up that yard. But then again, you got Hudson that can just go quarterback sneak.
Yeah, they can. Got some options here. All their running backs have, ran the ball effectively so far. So York moving the linebacker core up. They're going to shoot the gaps here.
And here goes Big Hicks, and he jumps up in the air, and he is going to get the first down, I believe, Gary, as he gets up to about the 20-yard line. He only needed 1. He got about 4 on the carry.
Yeah, jumped over the line of scrimmage, and, they pushed him back, but they're giving him forward momentum to about the 20-yard line.
So it's going to be just outside the red zone, or actually just inside the red zone. It's going to be on the inside of the 20-yard line, and York needs to stop here. We've got that's the end of the first quarter. That's how quickly this game's gone, folks. We're through 1, end of 1. It's nothing.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. When you schedule your fall maintenance with Condition Heating and Cooling, they will clean, calibrate, test, and ensure your heating system is in proper working order. Let them find and correct issues before they become major problems. Or you can take advantage of discounts up to $1,000 on new energy-saving American Standard heating and air conditioning units. See dealer for details. Offer won't last long, so call to schedule your appointment today.
Call 879-5909. Conditioned heating and cooling.
The kids are back in school and the weather's turning cooler, and that can only mean one thing. Flu season will start soon. This year, Hall Family Pharmacy wants to help you fight the flu. Getting a flu shot means that you are 60% less likely to get the flu virus. This year at Hall Family Pharmacy, we are excited to make a $1 donation to the local children's shopping spree for each flu shot we give. So don't let the flu knock you out, and come by Hall Family Pharmacy for your annual flu shot. You won't be the only one glad you did.
And back here where quarter number one went really quick, Gary. I didn't even realize it was that close to the end of the first quarter, but we're through one, and there's nothing on the scoreboard. But the Indians are moving the football as now Santos tries to bounce outside. He's going to get some good yardage on that first carry.
Yeah, it looks like he got about 3 or 4 yards. Gary moved it inside the 20-yard line, but more importantly for Sequatchie County, that's the 14th play of this drive, Gary. 14th play for about 64 yards on this drive so far, and they are moving it down the field, and they're over 8 minutes on this drive also, so they're controlling the ball too.
And York started out with that slow, methodical drive and then fumbled the ball, which really hurt them in that first quarter. And now up will come Hudson. Hudson going to hand it off this time up the middle, and that's the big guy carrying it all the way. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Indians.
Good run. Everybody went with the pitch man and the halfback, and they actually gave it to the fullback coming through, and he jumps over the line of scrimmage again, and he's gone. By the time a couple of linebackers could get their hands on him, Gary, he was in the end zone.
Brett Hicks is going to put the Indians on the scoreboard. They lead it now 6-0 with 11-12 left to go in the first half. The first quarter went really quick. And now the extra point is up. The extra point is good. It's 7-0. Sequatchie County with 11-12 left to go in the first half.
He's on the 30. He's on the 20. He's on the 10. It's a touchdown.
There's nothing like football. The lights, the cheers of the crowd, and getting a chance to see our local athletes and kids give it all they've got. Come to a game. Support our local schools. Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union, a better way to bank. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at ucfcu.org.
Well, Gary, not good news for York. We see Josiah sitting down here. I think his night might be done.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it, Gary. It looks like, he got rolled up on that leg there or something, and not able to put enough weight on it to continue here. So he's watching what's going on out here.
And York has fallen behind 7-0 as the kick going to be a short one again, and that one's going to skirt out of bounds, I believe. So that'll be a penalty, and York will have it 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line. Now York, Gary, needs to answer Sequatchie County.
Yeah, they do. We had a good drive going, just fumbled snap down there inside the 5-yard line, Gary. Can't make those mental mistakes and turnovers in a game like this. So, they've got to move it down again and get it going.
And, Gary, something we didn't mention, a week ago it was 80 degrees at this time. This week we're about down to 50.
Yeah, it is. We're down to about 50 yards, so or 50 degrees, and it's a little cooler tonight, a little more football weather, a lot of people would say, but it's a lot different atmosphere.
And now up come the Dragons. They trail at 7-0. They'll hand it off up the middle to Ben Cooper, and Ben's going to plow ahead for a few yards, maybe pick up about 4.
They're going to give him about 3.5 on that one, Gary. Good hard run up the middle on first down.
So York needs now to answer. They saw Sequatchie County march down. And, Gary, you have to go back to that face mask penalty back when they had them 3rd and long inside their own 5-yard line.
Yeah, you do. You had them 3rd and long and let them off the hook, and, it was a big deal because it allowed them to get the touchdown.
And now York with a quick pitch to Cooper. Cooper's down the sideline. Cooper's still on his feet all the way down to the 29-yard line. The Coltrane, Gary, and great pitch by Lefevue. He waited to the last possible second, got it over to him, and he was able to pick up some huge yardage.
Well, the defense didn't collapse on the pitch man, and he was able to spread that out and actually turn it up the field, Gary, before he had to make the pitch, and that's the pitch guy. That's exactly what you want to do. And then they didn't get wide enough to cover Cooper, who ran by him and ran all the way down to the 29-yard line. A great run by York. Great play by York. Good execution.
And now up will come Lefeview. Got a man in motion. He's going to keep it himself. Head up the inside. Cuts back inside. Still on his feet all the way down to about the 20-yard line. He's going to be very close to a first down, Gary. And you can see that one materializing. You can see that left side over there open up like the Red Sea. He had so much room.
Well, you know, Coach Trout talked about it in his post-game interview with you last week, but that defensive end crashed in, and when he did, it left it wide open for Lefeview, and he took it down and run, got about 9 yards out of that, Gary.
So the Dragons just outside the red zone, got it 2nd and 1. Got a man in motion. They're going to hand off to Miller this time. Miller going to cut back inside. He's going to get the first down, but not much more than that. He'll get up inside the 20 to about the 18, it looks like. That should be enough for a first down, Gary, and the Dragons just keep marching now, and they've moved the ball well also.
They have. They've gotten big chunks, Gary, and tough run by Miller there to get a couple of yards, and you know, got them a first down. So York in business on the Sequatchie County 18-yard line.
And the Dragons bring back in Phillips now.
They've got 2 tight ends. This is their big package, Gary. They'll have 2 tight ends, no wide receiver here.
They love to run that little quick slant to Lefeview or to Phillips side, but this time they're going to right side to Cooper, who will bang it down to about the 16. Picks up a couple of yards, but Gary, they do like to throw. They like to do that little quick pass to Daedric Phillips when he's in the tight end position, when they do that double package. And at that time, it probably would have worked because Sequatchie County had everybody, including their cheerleaders, up at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we're seeing a couple of different formations here, Gary. This time, they're going. They put Lathan Drake in at one of the halfbacks here, and Cooper going to get a rest, and no wide receivers, 2 tight ends again.
And Drake's on the run. He's going to hand it off to Cooper. He's going to take it to the left side. Cooper going to be run and be spun down after he got. Now we got a flag on, and that's probably going to be a.
That's a horse collar tackle, I believe, Gary. He had him around the shoulder pad when he spun him around.
Yeah.
So I believe it's going to be a personal foul on Sequatchie County. And, you know, Miller couldn't get away, so, you know, there was not going to be no gain on the play. No,
it's going to be a personal foul, a late hit on York. And that is really something you don't need.
I didn't see that, but
I think they called it on the last guy in over there that maybe got a late hit in on one of the Sequatchie County defenders. But, Gary, that kind of penalties are killers.
They are. It moves that ball all the way back to the 26-yard line, Gary. So, and that's after the play, too. So it's going to be, I believe it's after the play. So it's going to be 3rd down here, I believe.
They haven't changed the thing yet, but it's showing 2nd down. Haven't shown the marker.
Well, they may have called it during the play, and so if they did, then it'll be backed up 15 yards, and it's 2nd down.
So we're going to call it 2nd, and it looks like about 18 for the first down. And you're going to roll out left. You look, and he's got a man over the left side. He's throwing it out for Miller. Oh, right through Miller's hands. He had the touchdown, Gary. Could not hang on to it.
Yeah, you know, he's out there one-on-one with Colin Hudson, the safety, and he just distracted him enough. He didn't get a hand on the ball, and it hit Miller right in the hands and fell to the ground in the end zone. But that was 6 points, and they had the play. They had it open, Gary. Probably need to throw that ball a little quicker because he had him beat. And when they held it a little longer, it allowed Hudson to catch up on the play.
Shades of the Titans last week. When they dropped what would have been the go-ahead touchdown, and now we'll see what York can do here. Wait a minute, they're going to move the ball all the way down.
They've called. I didn't see.
I didn't see that one either. It must be a penalty.
They may have called pass interference. I'm not sure. That looks like a pass interference call, Gary, that moves it down, moves it all the way back down to about the 14-yard line. And that being the case, it's about 3rd and 5, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, they're going to get back to 2nd down as well, so that's a big break for the Dragons. As Lefeview going to take off on the right side, nobody to pitch to. He's going to drive ahead and get up to about the 14 or about the 6-yard line, and he's going to be another first down, Gary.
Yeah, that'll be a 1st and goal for York, but big pass interference penalty. Move that ball back down to about the 12-yard line, and then Lefeview with a good run down to the 6 here, and York 1st and goal again, Gary.
And, Gary, this time they got to hang on to the football. They fumbled last time they were inside the red zone. We'll see what they do here. Lefeview under center, gets a snap, hands it off to the little guy Cooper up the middle, and he's going to get ahead to about the probably about the 5-yard line, Gary. Not much going there. Tough sledding once they hit the middle.
Yeah, he must have hit his knee early. He looked like he was down about the 2 or 3 yard line, Gary, but they've marked him all the way back at the 5-yard line.
So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 5, and definitely 4-down territory here, Gary.
Yeah, it is, and, you got to get a good push, move the ball forward, Gary, and, offensive line's got to get off the ball quickly.
7:28 left to go here in the first half. This time Lefty's going to keep it. He goes straight ahead, and he's going to pick up a couple of yards, be very close. He's going to be right at the goal line, Gary.
They've marked him just short. I thought the one official was going to come in and signal touchdown, but he did not. He put it. It's inside the 1-yard line, Gary.
So the Dragons are knocking on the door here. I want to keep up with the clock because I didn't even notice it in that first quarter, but it was over with before I even knew what happened.
Yeah, these are ball control drives, time possession type drives here, and both teams, especially Sequatchie County.
Left, you're going to come under center. 3rd and goal. They'll hand it off. It'll go up the middle. Did he get there? Touchdown, Dragons!
Ben Cooper on the carry, I believe it was, Gary, and he just stuck the ball out over the plane, the end zone for the touchdown.
And the Dragons get on the scoreboard, and Gary, now that's good because York fumbled that first possession and really needed to come out here and show they can put it in the end zone.
Yeah, they did, and a great drive, 2 great drives by York, just the one fumble.
And going back to Hole now for the Dragons is Holdren. And the extra point is good by Johan West. We are tied with 7:02 to go in the first half. We're knotted at 7.
Americans have fought around the world for our freedom. They accepted the responsibility to defend America and uphold our values when duty called. Today, the brave men and women of our armed forces are working around the world to ensure our freedom and safety. The willingness of our veterans to sacrifice for America has earned them our respect and gratitude. Thank you, veterans, for your many sacrifices, your love of country, and your dedication to the principles of liberty and justice for all. Paid for by Friends of John Mark Winthrop.
Gary, the Dragons with a great answer on that one.
Yeah, it was, Gary, just drove it right down the field and, got the tough yards at the end. Ben Cooper in for about a yard out for the touchdown.
You take away that fumble, and now it could be York on top, but that's going to be a rolling kick they'll pick up, and it's up to the 20, and he gets about the 25 and then driven back as that one, I believe, was Hudson maybe on the return.
21 will be Ryan Johnson on the carry, and that kindly kick, bouncing kick up to one of the up guys, and not much of a return. They let it bounce on the ground for quite a while, Gary, before somebody picked it up and only got about a 4-yard return out of that.
And now, Gary, York's got to shore up that middle defense. They've had big runs from Hicks in that first drive that kept kept the drive alive. He got pretty much the workhorse for them.
Yeah, he was, and you got to make adjustments and shore up the interior part of that line, Gary.
And now they're going to hand it back to him again. He's going to get maybe a couple of yards on this one. And the thing about Hicks is, Gary, he just falls forward and gets a couple of yards.
Yeah, he got about 2 on that one. Better job by York, though. And you know what Sequatchie County's doing? Their guard and their centers are firing off. The guards in the center are firing off the ball, Gary, and they're winning the interior part of this line of scrimmage, allowing their backs to get up the middle. Everything they've ran just for practical purposes, except for maybe 1 or 2 runs, has been between those A and B gaps between the guard and the centers.
So now back up will come Hudson under center. He's going to hand it off. No, he's going to drop back. He's looking to throw the ball. He's got a man out there, and that one's going to be caught. No, it dropped. Great hit there by Thomas Miller the last second to get that ball jarred loose.
Yeah, it was, and, a great throw. It was right on the money, and I believe that is number 28. And then 28 is the other halfback, Adrian Jackson. Had that in stride, Gary, and Miller hit him, knocked him off stride, and he dropped the ball.
So that's a good play by Miller, and it kept the Indians now at 3rd and long. But, Gary, we got 6:12 left going in his first half. His first half going rapidly in this ball game.
Yeah, it is, and, both teams keeping time of possession, keeping the ball right now.
And now they're going to fake it to Hicks, and now it's going to be the quarterback keeper, and he's going to be hit, spins away, and he's going to be dropped. Right at the first down marker.
That's going to be a first down, Gary. He's beyond the 34-yard line, and they're going to signal first down here shortly.
Oh, they backed it up, though. Let's see.
He's going to call for a measurement. They actually did move that back a half an inch or two.
I think he's going to maybe make it by the nose of the football if he makes it at all.
From here, I've got my binoculars out, and I believe he's got it by maybe about the whole length of the football, Gary. I believe he's got this one easily.
So we'll see what the
measurement shows. York missed a couple of tackles there, Gary, and allowed him to spin out of those and be able to get this first down.
And, Gary, you were exactly right. By the length of the football, it was first down. So, 1st and 10 for the Indians. And, Gary, they're marching. They'd love to march down here, punch it in, get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, they're all about time of possession and ball control so far, Gary. And this is no different here in the early going of this second drive for them. And, York needs a turnover, needs to, stop them here and, not let them drive it down the field on them again.
And they'll hand it off to Hicks again. He'll go over the top. And, Gary, somebody's got to meet Hicks up about waist high.
Yeah, as linemen, you're trying to get low, and they are, and he's just bounding over the top of them then. And, York is trying to clean that up with linebackers and safeties that are playing 7, 8, 10 yards off the ball, and you're going to have to make some adjustments, and York is a really good team at making adjustments at halftime, so I'm sure they'll make some positive adjustments, but you need to stop here. You got to make a couple adjustments now.
York is going to try to stop the attack of the Hudson as he goes under center. Got a man in motion. He's going to hand it off to Santos the other way, and Santos will get a couple of yards and be brought down. Gary, this is really eating up the clock, though, and the way Sequatchie County's been running the ball, they've not been getting big plays. They've been getting small plays. They may not have enough time to get a score if they don't do something quick.
Yeah, about 3 yards on first down, a little over 3 on second here, and now they're in a 3rd and 3 situation, about midfield here. Well, 42-yard line, but they're on 42, and York got to, what they try to do is lull you to sleep, get your linebackers and safeties playing up line scrimmage, and then they're going to try to throw the ball deep to beat you.
And then they've got that fake pitch that they like to use the pitch. This time they're going to hand it to Hicks, and Hicks going straight ahead's got the first down. And Morey gets up over the 45 to the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Indians at the 4:10 mark.
Yeah, he's their workhorse. They're working him, Gary, and, he's not getting big runs, but he's getting 4 or 5 at a time, and, wearing on that defensive line and the linebackers of York.
And, Gary, that's where York is a little bit smaller now. They don't have Josiah Headings, who was injured in that first half, first run he made. He got his leg hurt, and he is out. So they're utilizing that middle of the field. This time it's going to be the quarterback keeper, and he's going to go nowhere.
That was a botched handoff, Gary, and I think that may have been meant for the halfback there, or the Hicks again, and they bobbled the exchange there, and the quarterback kept it and tried to turn it up the field, and maybe lost a half a yard on that one.
So it's going to be 2nd and long now for the down to 3:23 left to go in the first half in a tie ball game, 7-7. We thought this one would be a tough one, Gary. We thought it'd be a really grind out kind of pounding type football game. That's just what we're getting.
Yeah, it is, and you don't want this to come down to where one turnover means the difference, because York has that turnover right now, and so you got them 2nd and long here. Make a good stop, get them in 3rd and long.
Watch out for the option pitch. Now we're going to have a timeout called by the Indians. Timeout on the field with 2:55 left to go in the half. We're knotted. 7-2.
Ventures Farmers Co-op, happy to be a proud sponsor of York Dragon football. We wish you a winning season. Every game is a success when you have played your best. Ventures Farmers Co-op, bringing you quality products from feed, seed, and fertilizer, to automotive, to animal health and pet products, to gas, diesel, and propane, to clothing and boots for the family and the gift shop. All this and much more at Ventures Farmers Co-op, 1219 Old Highway 127 South, Jamestown. Go Dragons!
Well, Gary, it's one of York's best opportunities at maybe a stop, as it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Indians. York really needs a stop here just to keep them from scoring and not go into halftime trailing, because York had a fumble that could have got them in command right now.
They could have. They could be ahead on the scoreboard, fumbled down near the goal line, and Sequatchie County promptly took it 94 yards the other way for a touchdown. And, York comes back, ties the score, but Sequatchie County on the move again here. And you've got them 2nd and about a little over 10 here, and it's a good chance for York to make a stand.
So the Dragons come up 2nd and long for the Indians. Left you cheating in a little bit. Now they're going to drop back. Going to be a quick out over here to the side and hit and dropped right there. Good job by Barger as the freshman comes up, makes the hit at the 50, Gary. Going to make it 3rd and long for the Indians. And York really needs to watch here. I keep saying it, Gary, but that option that they run has really hurt York all night long, because the quarterback, I've only seen him pitch it once. Somebody's got to come up and get the quarterback and stop him first.
Yeah, somebody's got to cover the pitch guy here, and, they have worked the option a couple of times, effectively. The thing that they've really done well is run their halfbacks, but they've only ran them a couple of times, about 3 times in the whole game. They've been primarily running the fullback.
So now we got a man in motion. They're going to hand it off to number 20. He's got some running room. He's up over the 40 to the 37. Going to be a 1st and 10 for the Indians, Gary. And even more importantly, they're making their way toward the end zone with 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they are. That was Adrian Jackson again. That was the halfback. They gave it to the halfback, turned him up the field, and about a 12-yard run there, and they're about the York 38-yard line, but the clock is running here. It's at 1:47.
And that it seems the Indians are really content to just keep running the clock, but they've not got a whole lot of time left to get something done here. They're going to hand it off on the other side. This time, number 5, Morgan, he's going to be tripped up right about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, they ran the halfback the other way that time, a little smaller guy, and York able to stop him for about a 3-yard gain.
So York needs to stop here now. A no huddle offense. Whoa. The Indians running somebody on the field late, and almost had 12 men on the field, and this time they're going to hand off up the middle to the big guy, Hicks. Hicks is hit. Hicks is wrapped up, and he's dropped right at the 30-yard line. Going to be short of the first down, Gary, but that puts us down under a minute probably before this snap, and the Indians may have to call timeout.
Yeah, they do. They call timeout with 1:02 left to play in the half, and, they've got a 3rd and 2 here, a big 3rd down for York.
We'll be back in a moment to see what happens.
Jamestown Regional has always been committed to providing the highest quality of patient care. We work hard every day to contribute to the health of our patients and to the well-being of our community by providing many jobs and services. Now we are proud to be serving our community once again as Jamestown Regional Medical Center. JRMC, a Renova Health company, will continue the tradition of providing quality care, comprehensive services, and an experienced team of physicians and caregivers.
Well, Gary, now the Indians have a 3rd down and short, but the thing is here, they're running a lot of time off the clock, and they don't have a lot of time left to go at least another 20 or at least another 30 yards.
No, they don't, and like you said, we didn't see much of a field goal kicker, although that extra point he kicked through strong, so they do have a field goal kicker, Gary, and but more importantly, I'm sure they want to try to get this in the end zone. York wanting to make a stop here on 3rd down.
So up will come the quarterback, Hudson, under center. He's going to hand it off to the big guy up the middle again. He's fighting for yardage, and he's going to get hit late as he gets up to about the 24-yard line. One scored a pass along to you at the end of one. It was Monterey 7 and Pickett County 6. In that one's a big game for the Bobcats. Now it's going to be 1st and 10 as they'll hand it off up the middle again to Hicks, and they've got to bring him down. And he bounces out still on his feet, and he's going to be – did he get into the end zone? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Indians. And, Gary, that time Hicks just kept running through people till he made it to the end zone.
Well, he broke through, and it's like nobody wanted to go out and tackle him, Gary. And, he just kept running and skirting players. They were trying to tackle him low, and he just kept stepping out of them and carried that 28 yards for the touchdown for Sequatchie County.
With 40 seconds to go, and we also want to remind you that Sequatchie County will get the football to start the second half, as that one is no good. He hits the goal post, and that's what he said about their field goal kicker. But with 40.4 seconds left to go in the first half, Sequatchie County takes a 13-7 lead.
Quality workmanship and exceptional customer service have defined Southeastern Drywall and Construction of Jamestown. From custom-built homes, residential construction, remodeling to commercial construction, Southeastern Drywall and Construction is dedicated to providing the best quality at reasonable prices. We're also looking for good carpenters. Call Southeastern Drywall and Construction at 931-267-5435. A proud supporter of sports and education in our area.
Well, Gary, that's probably the worst thing that could happen to York. They allowed the Indians to score, and now they're going to get the football to start second half. Both teams have had the ball twice in this first half.
Yeah, they have, and York with a turnover, and therefore they're on the short end of a 13-7 score here, Gary.
And the field goal kicker, the extra point kicker for the Indians, hit that one off the left goal post, and so it's no good. And they'll kick it away here. And this one's going to be a short one. And that one's going to roll, and York's going to pick it up. Miller's going to come bring it up. Miller gets hit now and still on his feet. Miller's still on his feet. Now he's brought down at about the 29-yard line where it's going to be 1st and 10 for York. But I do see a rag on the field out there.
Yeah, one came in kind of late there, probably in the place where you would see a block in the back. And so York may be starting back in their own territory here.
So we'll see what happens here.
That may not be a rag, Gary. That's something else that's out there because no flag. They're signaling ready for play.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons with 32.7 seconds left to go in the quarter. They'll hand it off to Cooper. Cooper is still on his feet, drives ahead to the 35 where it's going to be 2nd and about 4, and you're going to take a quick timeout. Timeout on the field with 23 seconds left to go in the half. York trails 13-7.
Hey y'all, Cherise Sells from Casey's Wholesale in Livingston, where you'll find your next home away from home. We are on the 111 bypass in Livingston, and you can see all our inventory ranging from smaller campers weighing only 3,200 pounds on up to campers large enough to live in comfortably year-round. With payments starting at only $159 a month, you can take your home on wheels around the country, but the memories you make along the way are priceless. Come see us at Casey's Wholesale Supercenter, where you'll be a happy camper too.
Stock number HI 1054, payment with approved credit. See dealer for details.
Well, the Dragons, Gary, have it 2nd and about 5, but only 23 seconds left on the clock here in this first half. Both teams have really only had 2 drives, and both of teams have moved the football against the other's defense.
Yeah, they have. Both teams done an effective job moving the football, Gary. You may have a play here. I'm not sure York wants to use it in this spot. So, they're probably going to do traditional things.
And they're going to hand off to Miller. Miller going to bounce outside. Miller still on his feet. Miller up over midfield, still going down. Going to be drug out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. And with 14 seconds, Gary, that may open your playbook a little bit.
Yeah, they moved it down. It's at the 43-yard line. Looks like York's going to try to kill the clock here.
So York will come up with 14.1 seconds. Quick as they set the chains, they'll start the clock. York's got a couple of timeouts left, and they'll get man in motion. They're going to fake a handoff as Lefevue drops back. Lefevue's going to chuck one. He's got a man out there, and Drake's going to come down with you, get in the end zone. Touchdown, Dragons!
What a play, Gary. What a play.
Oh, what a throw by Lefevue. What a catch by Lathan Drake, and the Dragons have tied this ball game up.
York come up, looked like they were going to kill the clock. Instead, they sent 3 men out into the pattern, Gary, and Drake broke free down the left sideline, and Lefevue put it right on the money, and it's a touchdown for the Dragons.
And now the Dragons going for the lead at halftime with 4.9 seconds left to go. What a play by Lefevue and Drake. The extra point is no good. And with 4.9 seconds to go in the half, it's a tie ball game, 13 apiece.
Whether you're competing on the athletic field or working hard in the classroom, remember you have the support of First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. We're behind you 100% of the way. Good luck to all the area teams. Play tough and play fair. And remember, when it comes to helping you with your banking needs, we're First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And now over and over, it's First Volunteer for you.
Well, the Dragons, Gary, just can't get the lead, but they at least tied the ball game.
They did, and what a great play. What a great 2-minute offense there, Gary. You got a couple of runs, got a nice run from Miller to move it down to the 43-yard line. Then you got the home run from left view to Drake for the touchdown.
And now it's going to be a squib kick to the up man, number 5. That's Morgan, and Morgan's going to be hit. Morgan's still on his feet. Now we got a flag on the play, and time has run out. If that flag's against York, they may have a play for the Indians, but if it's against the Indians, which it looks like it's going to be a block in the back, this first half's probably over.
Yeah, they're calling, they're calling personal foul against York.
Face mask against York. So now the Indians going to get a free play, Gary. Do you just drop back here and chuck it?
Yeah, I mean, their quarterback's got a good arm. We've seen him try to throw a deep ball a time or two, and, so they're going to be at about York's 40-yard line here. It looks like it's going to be about the 42, 43-yard line, and, so plenty of room here, and you send 3-4 guys out in the pattern and try to get something here, I guess, if you're Sequatchie County.
If I'm York, I got a couple back there and playing way back. I got a couple of them playing center field, just waiting to bat something down, if nothing else.
Yeah, you got to cover that. We see left view backing up, and then you got Drake and Miller on the right side, and you got looks like Barger over here on the short side. So we'll see what they do with this.
They got a man in motion. They'll take the snap. Rolling out is Hudson. Hudson getting a big rush from Cooper. Gets away from him. Now he's going to chuck it downfield. Overthrows his man, but second guy gets it, but it's going to be short. That's going to end the first half. He gets it at the 16-yard line. So we're at halftime of this one, and at the half, the Dragons and the Indians, they're all tied at 13 apiece. Ain't nothing settled here.
Like a great sports team needs a great captain to lead them, a county needs a great executive to move it forward, and Fentress County has it in Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy believes in this county and its endless possibilities. So for great sports and a great county, be like County Executive Jimmy Johnson and back Fentress County all the way.
Right now at Pizza Hut.
Get 2 medium, 2-topping Pizza Hut pizzas.
For just $5.99 each.
The perfect pair.
At the perfect price.
Order however you want.
Delivery or carry out.
Call or click.
Get one for me.
And me.
Or just you and yours.
Everyone gets what they want.
So get your perfect pair now.
2 medium, 2-topping pizzas.
Just $5.99 each.
Because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Ask for this offer. Additional charge for extra cheese, select crust types, and additional toppings. Product availability, prices, participation, delivery areas, and charges, and minimum purchase required for delivery may vary. Delivery charge is not a driver tip.
At Twin Lakes, the customer always comes first, and that's why we've updated our broadband plans and pricing to fit your family's needs and budget. With new plans, faster speeds, and better values, we'll keep you connected just the way you want. Twin Lakes offers broadband speeds up to 1 gig. That's 1,000 megabits per second, so you'll never have to worry about your connectivity again. Visit us online at twinlakes.net or stop by one of our 7 local business offices, and we'll help you find the right speed for your family.
And Coach Charles Vaughn, 17 years of coaching. He took his team to the state playoffs and led them in multiple district and bowl championships. His life modeled teamwork, integrity, and hard work. I'm Joey Vaughn, and this man not only was my dad, but he was my coach. I grew up learning these values, and they are a large part of what Meta-Thrift Pharmacy is founded on. Come out and support our York football team.
Back here at halftime.
A great football program is built on teamwork, and so is a great company like Micro Metals Incorporated of Jamestown. We're inviting you to come join our team. We are now hiring for different positions. We offer several benefits, including medical, dental, vision, and life insurance, short-term disability, 8 paid holidays, paid vacation after 6 months, profit sharing, 401k retirement, and more. Apply in person at 1049 Owens Road, Jamestown, or online at powdermetalparts.net.
But York brought him down, fortunately. So no real damage done, and York comes out of that, in really good shape, all things considered, tied at 13.
Well, it's time now for the Old Ben Franklin halftime stats, brought to you by Old Ben Franklin Ford. Folks, when you need a Ford, remember, Fords are cheaper in the country, so go by and see the guys over at Old Ben Franklin Ford. We'll be back with our halftime stats right after this.
Hi folks, Bruce Babb, Old Ben Franklin Ford in Watburg, Tennessee, and the Ford Summer Sales Event is still going strong with 0% on all new inventory. In addition to this, we are running a special purchase on the all-new Ford SUV EcoSport. 0 down, $287 a month. Not a lease, a purchase. We have 10 of these units on the ground and ready to go. We also have a great selection of pre-owned vehicles with prices starting at $1995. If we don't have what you want, we can get it. Remember folks, Fords are cheaper out in the country. Come by and see us or visit us online at oldbenfranklinford.com.
Back here at halftime. Time now for the Old Ben Franklin halftime stats. Gary, take a look at the first half stats.
Well, of course, we've talked, Gary. It's 13-13. You look at York, 8 first downs. They've had 20 rushes for 130 yards, 2 of 2 through the air, and those 2 completions covering 77 yards. So York, 22 plays, 207 yards in the first half. For Sequatchie County, they've had 12 first downs. They've ran it 26 times for 152 yards. They're 2 of 3 through the air, Gary, for 29 yards. They've had 29 plays, 181 yards. They're also winning time of possession. It's 14:52 for Sequatchie County, 9:08 for York, and of course the big thing's the 1 turnover. And looking at it individually for York, they're led rushing. Cole Cooper, 6 carries, 57 yards. Thomas Miller, 3 for 29. Landrick Lefevue, 5 carries, 24 yards. Ben Cooper, 5 for 13 and a touchdown. Through the air, Lefevue's 2 of 2 for 77 yards, both of those to Drake, including the 43-yard touchdown. For Sequatchie County, Brett Hicks, 12 carries, 83 yards. Colin Hudson, 5 carries, 26 yards. Adrian Jackson, 4 for 25, and Antonio Santos, 3 for 14. Of course, Hudson, 2 for 3 from the air, 29 yards. 1 to Justin Lampartier for 25 yards, and 1 to Trevor Ritchie for 4 yards. So, of course, Sequatchie County got the fumble recovery, started the scoring. Brett Hicks from 15 yards out. It's a 15-play, 95-yard drive. Took 8 minutes and a half to do, Gary. So it put them ahead 7-0. York comes back. Ben Cooper from a yard out. Johan West with the kick. That was a 10-play, 65-yard drive. 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Tied it at 7. Sequatchie County comes back. Brett Hicks, 23 yards out. The kick failed. 13 plays, 76 yards. 6 minutes and 15 seconds, Gary. So put Sequatchie County ahead 13-7. And then Lathan Drake on the 43-yard pass from Landrick Lefevue. Johan West missed the extra point and ties it at 13. And of course, that was a 3-play, 73-yard drive, and took about 20 seconds. Really,
it was really a very quick drive. Right now, they're honoring the Bulldogs team. A couple of the Bulldogs teams won their tournaments, and they're headed to the state tournament. So best of luck to them coming up in those tournaments. So that was our halftime stats, brought to you by the Old Ben Franklin Ford. Fords are cheaper out in the country, folks. We're going to take a timeout and get in a few minutes before we have our second half, and then we'll be back with the second half coming up in about 10 minutes or so.
Hi folks, Bruce Babb, Old Ben Franklin Ford in Watburg, Tennessee, and the Ford Summer Sales Event is still going strong with 0% on all new inventory. In addition to this, we are running a special purchase on the all-new Ford SUV EcoSport. 0 down, $287 a month. Not a lease, a purchase. We have 10 of these units on the ground and ready to go. We also have a great selection of pre-owned vehicles with prices starting at $1995. If we don't have what you want, we can get it. Remember, folks, Fords are cheaper out in the country. Come by and see us or visit us online at oldbenfranklinford.com.
And back here at York Instant, we're getting set for the second half. Gary, I'm not sure they're going to give me more time. We see the officials not signaling any more time, but Sequatchie County's still over there at the end of the field, so they may give them just a little bit more time before they start the second half. But York really needs a stop on this first possession, Gary.
Yeah, they do. They're going to be kicking off to start the second half, Gary. They're kicking off from our right to left and towards that north end zone and pin them back there. We were remarking a little bit about the field, but it's a little more torn up on that end zone and on that side of the field as well. So, get them back there, try to get them lose their footing and, make a stop here, put them in a punting situation.
And it looks like they're going to give them a little more time to warm up. It's got about 2.5 minutes. Gary, both teams scored. York didn't score on their first possession. They scored on their next two. Sequatchie County scored on both of theirs.
Yeah, they did, and, we're moving it again, and the time ran out on them in the first half, and, neither team's defense has made a stop so far. Got a fumble recovery by Sequatchie County, off of York inside the 5-yard line. That's a stop, but, that's been the momentum-breaking play so far.
Well, let's take a quick timeout before they get ready to kick it off and take one more break, and we'll be right back after this.
Whether you're competing on the athletic field or working hard in the classroom, remember you have the support of First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. We're behind you 100% of the way. Good luck to all the area teams. Play tough and play fair. And remember, when it comes to helping you with your banking needs, we're First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And now over and over, it's First Volunteer for you.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. When you schedule your...
He's on the 30. He's on the 20. He's on the 10. It's a touchdown.
There's nothing like football. The lights, the cheers of the crowd, and getting a chance to see our local athletes and kids give it all they've got. Come to a game. Support our local schools. Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union, a better way to bank. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at ucfcu.org.
Well, Gary, here we go. Second half getting ready to kick off. And York, as we said, has not been able to stop the Indians at all as far as them moving the ball. They had them almost stopped that one time, but a big penalty kept that drive alive.
Yeah, it did, Gary. And, York, the big guys are going to have to make a stop here. They're going to have to control the line of scrimmage and shut that down. And let the linebackers come up and clean it up a little closer, Gary, and get off the field. It's going to be up to the big guys here.
And a big kick all the way back to the 10 by Johan West, and they'll bring it up, and that's going to be stopped right about the 25, 26-yard line maybe. Yeah, they're going to say just beyond the 25-yard line, and good coverage by the Dragons.
Yeah, that return by Ryan Johnson, and that a deep kick, a good kick by West to pin him inside the 10-yard line, and not a whole lot of return. They gave him forward momentum outside the 25-yard line, so that's where Sequatchie County will begin.
Hudson will bring up his unit, and Gary, one thing they got to stop Hicks inside. Hicks has just been running rampant inside.
Yeah, they gave him 12 carries in the first half. You got to expect he's going to get 12 more, and it's going to be up to York to stop him.
And here he goes with his first one. This time York right there, Gary, and we called it. They able to come in and stop it, hit him low. Ben Cooper in there, and I think it was a couple others in there, maybe left you in there for the stop.
Yeah, a gain of about 2 on that one, but they held him up at the line of scrimmage, didn't let him fall forward, Gary.
And that's something he does. And also he wasn't able to hurl this time. He likes to kind of leap over. You got to have one man kind of straight up on him, it looks like.
Yeah, they're having to play a little more straight up at the line of scrimmage, and, that'll open it up for maybe their halfbacks a little bit, so York got to be aware of that as well.
And they got a man in motion. They're going to get that halfback over the right side. He is hit and dropped. Good job by the Dragons on that. And we're going to have a flag on the play. And
we had a late hit by Sequatchie County on Johan West, and that's going to be the call here, I believe, Gary. And they're going to back them up probably half the distance.
So we'll see what the final call is. It's going to be a hit in the back, block in the back. And that block in the back was, like you said, Gary, after the play, so that will back him up, and it'll be also That'll be third. It should be third down.
I think York's going to take the penalty here. They'll back it up 10 yards from the, back it up to about the 18-yard line, and it'll still be second down, Gary.
Second and a lot, though.
Yeah, it's going to be second and about 17 here, roughly. Yeah, they got to get out to about the 35 for a first down, so second and 17.
So second and long for the Indians. Just underway here in quarter number 3. York and Sequatchie County tied at 13 apiece. They're going to hand it off to it's going to be a keeper by the quarterback, and that went nowhere.
He slipped, Gary, and there's one of those fortunate plays. He slipped and fell and lost his footing and only maybe got a yard out of it.
So third and about.
Actually, he didn't get nothing. He may have lost a yard.
Third now looks like about third and 17, 18 yards for the first down, so we'll see what he does here.
Yeah,
Gary, this is a golden opportunity for York to get off the field.
It is. They're marking that about between the 17 and 18-yard line, so it's going to be right at 18 yards for the first down, Gary.
And so now back will go Hudson under center. Hudson takes a snap. He's running. Got a quick out to number 2, and that's not going to get enough for the first down as York was right there to seal it up. Good job by Johan West. And also coming up was Barger on the stop. And, Gary, that's going to be – we're going to may see our first punt of the night.
We may see it here, and, good job by Barger. Barger gave him a little cushion, but they closed on him quickly. Johan West come and actually got there first, helping out. And good job by York. They were not going to let him get the first down.
So now it's going to be punted away. And it looks like Hudson back to do the punting will get the punt off, and that's going to be a line drive. Take a big hop, picked up by Lathan Drake. Drake's going to bring up the sideline. He's to the 50, up to the 45, and that's where he's going to be stopped at. And, ooh, that was a late hit there by number 18, actually helmet to helmet, Gary.
Yeah, Will Keener come in, dropped down late, hit him late. York not getting the call there, but, more fortunately, York inside, they're in Sequatchie County territory. They're going to take over here about the 44-yard line.
And we've had our first stop of the night as far as defensively without a turnover, so we'll see York capitalizes on this, Gary. They are in the driver's seat.
Yeah, they are. Nice job, nice adjustments by York, and, got off the field with the help of a penalty as well.
So now up will come Lefeview. Lefeview takes a snap, hands it off up the middle of Ben Cooper. Ben's going to bang to the 40 and just inside it. So a good run by Cooper to get him a good chunk first. And Gary, haven't seen, looking around to see if we could see Headings, but Headings
No, I don't think he came out for the second half, Gary. And probably need to get him looked after. So hopefully they're taking care of that. Get him the attention he needs.
So now it's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Dragons as they'll take the snap, hand it off to Cooper. Cooper going to get the first down and a whole lot more all the way up to the 30-yard line.
What a great job of using your blockers there, Gary. He just took the handoff and got in behind, some of the big guys for York, got in behind number
54, Aaron Talent.
Yeah, and 63, Zach Strong was the two in particular. He just rode them for about 10 yards down the field. That was a great run by York, great play design, and Cooper using his blockers effectively.
And now up will come the Dragons with a 1st and 10 at the Indians' 30. Got a man in motion. Cooper going to hand it off up the middle. Cooper breaks the first man, and he's all the way down to the 21-yard line, and he's going to be knocking at the door for another first down.
Ben Cooper on the, just a quick hitter to the fullback, and everybody followed Cole Cooper as he went in motion for the snap, and they give it to Ben. Ben walks right through the line for about 8.5 yards.
Gary, here's one of those I would like to see, maybe the bootleg by Landrick Lefeview. They're really overplaying that handoff, and whoever's coming this other side, and that whole side's open over there. Now handing up the middle, and that's going to be straight ahead, and another first down for the Dragons all the way up to about the 10-yard line, as that's Cole Cooper on the run, Gary. And Cooper got another first down for the Dragons. I believe it's going to be 1st and goal, maybe.
I believe it is. And there, once again, he followed in behind 54, Aaron Talent, 62, Edward Stockton just followed them down the field, Gary. And they're marking it 1st and goal, so it's got to be touching the 10-yard line here. So
that's about as far as a 1st and goal you can get. As up will come Lefeview. Lefeview got a man in motion, going to keep it himself, and this time he's going to be stacked up, Gary, and I think that was just a miscue.
It really wasn't a miscue. The defensive end crashed in there, and that's number 74 for Sequatchie County, and that's Matthew Griffin. York didn't execute the block, and you blocked down on him, and he's out of play. And Lefeview walks into the end zone, but didn't get the block out there. A couple of the York linemen didn't get that block, and made it second and take goal.
And straight ahead goes Ben Cooper banging to the 6, and the Dragons got its third down goal, Gary.
Yeah, big tough run by Cooper there, about 3 yards, so it's 3rd and 7. You work on things like this all week, Gary, so, got to think York's got to play for this situation right here. We'll just see what they pull out here to try to get this 7 yards.
So York will come up with a 3rd and about 7 for the for the goal. And this time they're going to hand it off up the middle, and that's Cooper. No, they got Miller into the end zone for a touchdown, Dragons.
Great run. That was what they had that play designed. It was misdirection. They faked it to Cooper going up the middle, and then just handed off to Miller coming around the left end there, and he walked into the end zone, Gary, for the touchdown.
Do you go for one here, Gary? You try to get that extra point you missed back earlier?
No, you go for one, Gary. You don't want to get out of kilter here because they score and kick an extra point, and you don't make yours. So, yeah, you're kicking.
So it'll be West to try to make this a 7-point lead for the Dragons. The ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good with 6:38 to go. Here in the third quarter, York takes their first lead of the night, 20-13.
Ventures Farmers Co-op, happy to be a proud sponsor of York Dragon football. We wish you a winning season. Every game is a success when you have played your best. Ventures Farmers Co-op, bringing you quality products from feed, seed, and fertilizer to automotive, to animal health and pet products, to gas, diesel, and propane, to clothing and boots for the family and the gift shop. All this and much more at Ventures Farmers Co-op, 1219 Old Highway 127 South, Jamestown. Go Dragons!
Well, an impressive short field drive for the Dragons, Gary. As that you mentioned it during the break, that kick or punt return set up by Lathan Drake really helped the Dragons get started.
Yeah, that ball hit the ground. He caught it on the hop and made 2 defenders miss because of it, and got a great return out of it. Moved it all the way to the Sequatchie 44-yard line.
Now this time's going to be a short kick, and that one's going to bounce, and it's going to be bobbled there. And coming up the inside end, being brought down to 32. Good tackle there by Landrick Lefeview. Gary, had Lefeview not wrapped him up there, he had some room up the sideline.
Yeah, he did, and he actually bobbled that ball, and York slow to cover that kick, Gary. He didn't have guys down there, and got him to get some momentum going and able to move it out to the 32-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Indians, now trailing for the first time tonight. And it'll be the Indians. We'll see what they can do here. They were stopped last time, got into some penalty trouble and couldn't get out of it. Now they got a man in motion. They're going to hand it off to Santos. He's looking to cut back in, and Santos is going to go down-os as he's all the way back to the 30-yard line, Gary.
That was the Coopers, Ben and Cole on the play there, Gary. They strung that out, got him wrapped up, and brought him down.
And now the Dragons, Gary, a much better defense than we saw in that first half.
They're attacking the line of scrimmage, Gary. They're moving to the ball, and they're making the stop so far here early in the second half.
And so we'll see what the Indians, if they can adjust. We're down to 6 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. York now on top 20-13. This is a huge region matchup, folks. We say that again, but we harped on it all night, but it is true. It is a huge one. Now back in the shotgun for the first time, we see the quarterback. He's going to keep it, and he's going to try to get outside. He's hit and ran, and he's still on his feet, but he's going to get about a yard and then really pay the price, Gary, as Hudson was leveled over there.
Yeah, Johan West was the first guy there that kind of stopped his momentum, didn't make the tackle. He turned it upfield and met by 3 or 4 York guys, and Dakota Phillips in there, got number 77 Thomas Cooper was in on that, and a couple others also there on the charge to gang tackle him.
3rd and looks like about 9 3/4. They got almost the marker setting right on the original line of scrimmage. And back in the shotgun goes the quarterback. Low snap, and we got a flag. Yeah, this guy, number 3, took off about 2 steps before the ball did.
Yeah, number 3 is Clayton Casey, and he was definitely moving before the ball was snapped. So that'll make him up 5 more, and this is going to be 3rd and 15 now.
Now the Indians starting to scalp their own feet, Gary. They're shooting their own toes off here.
Yeah, a couple of penalties in each of these drives have really set them back, Gary. And, they're not a passing team. They passed a couple of times, but that's not their strength. And, York, you love it if you got them in this situation.
York got to be able to shut it down now and watch the quarterback. That time he was trying to take off to the left. They're back in the spread offense. He's going to roll that way. He's going to throw it across the middle, and it is caught enough for the first down. Good throw out there to Morgan.
Yeah, Zach Morgan on the catch, and, he just took the snap, rolled to his left about 3 steps, threw the ball, Gary, and right on the money, and it's a first down for Sequatchie County.
Needed 15, got 16, so it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Indians, and that was just a situation where Morgan ran where he knew he had the first down.
Yeah, he did. He got out there just enough, and York, had them pinned and let them get off the hook here. He got a 10 years back, make a stop, Gary.
And now this time it's going to be the quarterback on the keeper, and he's going to be hit as he tries to push forward, and you're going to drag him back, and now we got a penalty after it, Gary. And I think number 53 may come in there a little late and hit somebody in the back.
Yeah, 55, actually, I think it was, Gary, because he lost his helmet on the play, too, and 55 is Evan McGill.
No, it's going to be a face mask against York, another face mask penalty.
That's 2 or 3 of those tonight, Gary, and York had 3 penalties in the first half for 45 yards, so they were both they were all 3 of the max, the 15-yard variety, and here's another one.
So York with some big penalties have helped out the Indians, Gary. Actually, that big penalty in the first drive of the game for the Indians got them out of a deep hole.
It did. It got them out of the hole and moved them out to, they were inside the 10-yard line, moved them all the way out to the 28-yard line, and got them set going on that drive.
4:15 left to go here in the third. It's 20-13 York lead, but now the Indians have it 1st and 10 on the York 38, as that penalty really hurts there. Up will come Hudson, this time under center, back in the wing tee. Out of the spread, he'll hand it off up the middle of the big guy. He's still on his feet, rumbles all the way to about the 25, Gary. And Hicks, he just doesn't go down easy.
No, he doesn't. Took 3 or 4 to get him down. You had Cole Cooper back there, you had Johan West, and actually Thomas Miller on the bottom of that pile.
So York now needing to stop here, Gary. They have a lead of 7, but they really would like to keep the Indians out of the end zone again.
They would. They've had them they've had them backed up in long yardage twice, and they've let them off both times. So you got, bow up here and make a stop.
3:35 left to go here in the ball game, or in the third quarter, and this time Hicks is wrapped up quickly. Good job by the Dragons to get him down quickly, as that time they had 1 low and 1 high to bring him down.
Yeah, actually, that was Cole Cooper and number 77, Thomas Cooper, on the play there. So the Coopers teamed up on that one to make the play and hold him to no gain.
They're going to give him about a yard, so it's going to be 2nd and 9. They mark him about a yard, according to the marker.
He might have moved it just across the 25. It looks like that ball still might be touching the 25-yard line.
That's what I started saying. I think the guy over there with the down marker is just a little generous, maybe.
We could complain about those guys all night, and we certainly, I think, had case to tonight, but moved it ahead just a little bit. It's going to be 2nd and long, though.
2nd and long for the Indians. And the clock continues to run, and we're down to under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. So these are really long, slow, methodical drives these teams are putting together. So you're not going to get the ball a lot. So the Indians really need to capitalize on this one as they come up with 2 men in the backfield now, and York almost jumping. And hard count by the quarterback. He's going to have to call a timeout. Tried to get York to jump, but good job by the York discipline. And they hold up, and it's going to be a timeout with York on top, 20-13, 2:40 to go in the third.
Your hospital in Jamestown has been tailoring its services to meet the needs of area residents for many years, and for one reason: to keep you, your family, and your neighbors healthy. Now we are proud to be serving our community once again as Jamestown Regional Medical Center. The two things that have always been at the core of your hospital: commitment and desire to make this community a healthier place to live. We are Jamestown Regional, a Renova Health company.
Well, Gary, it's 2nd and 9 now for the Indians, and the Indians that time, they, as you mentioned, a good time out.
Yeah, I think it was. You know, York was showing a run blitz. They were probably going to stuff that blitz right into the gap they were going to run in, and good time out by the quarterback. He saw it happening and knew that he didn't have the right play, so they called timeout, and they'll get into another formation, another play here. Be up to York to meet the challenge here and, be able to stop them again.
York with, or I should say, Sequatchie County with a 2nd and about 9 as they go back in the shotgun. Now the spread offense, and the quarterback going to keep it. He's trying to cut back inside, spins, and he gets a few yards before he's brought down, Gary, and that spin move has been deadly against York. Upperman's quarterback did that a lot.
He did, and they're running out of the shotgun, and I'm sure this is something that York hadn't seen them do on tape, and this is a different look for them, and it's been mixed results. That play was pretty positive there. He got about 8 yards on that one, put them in 3rd and short.
3rd and short at the 17-yard line. They'll take a snap. He'll carry it again, and this time he gets around the outside, headed down the sideline. He's going to get the first down and more, Gary, and Dragons had a shot at him in the backfield, but he got around it.
Yeah, LeFew and Jacoby Allen both back there in the backfield, and both of them come up empty and allowed him to get the corner, and it's going to be probably, I think it's 1st and goal now.
Yeah, right on the 6, is it?
Yeah, I think it's the 6-yard line.
1st and goal from the 6 down. Now, I'm looking for a big dose of Hicks right here.
Yeah, you can expect to see him.
And they'll hand it off to it. No, he'll be the other side, as that is Santos into the end zone for a touchdown, Indians. That's something you mentioned about the halfbacks, and Santos took it in and never got touched till he got to the goal line.
No, they were expecting the fullback that time. Instead, they gave it to the halfback on the end around the right end. He just pretty much walks in, Gary, and extra point away from tying this.
And so now the Indians look for the tie, as back is number 67. He clinked one off the goalpost last time. This time the kick is up. The kick is right down the gullet. We got a $1:39 left to go in the 3rd quarter, and we're all tied at 20 apiece. Don't go anywhere.
Casey's Frontier Chevrolet is clearing out 2018 inventory with discounts up to $10,000. See the huge inventory at kcchevy.com. That's kcchevy.com, where you can find your perfect ride and apply for financing. With your VIP appointment, they'll take it from there, so you just have to show up to sign and drive. Stock number S17100. Must finance with GM Financial and approved credit. See dealer for details.
Just 12 miles north of Cookville on Highway 111.
Oh, yeah, the dealership and the cow pasture.
Well, Gary, the Indians answer. And now the Dragons got to do it again.
Yeah, they do. Couple of big plays there. They had a pass on 3rd and 18 for a first down, and then York getting called for another face mask that moved it down 15 yards, and then Sequatchie County took it in from there.
Got 99 seconds. It's going to be a little short pooch kick, and the Indians may have come up with it, Gary. York got nobody around it. It looks like the Indians have got the onside kick, and that could be a game changer right there.
Yeah, they just kicked it over the first line of the coverage, and nobody got up there on it, and I think they're discussing it right now, and they're going to signal. It looks like he is.
I don't know if he got it before it went out. No, York gets it back.
Yeah, it must have went out of bounds, Gary. They are signaling York ball, and it's going to be York ball about the 35-yard line.
Gary, sometimes it's a game of breaks, and that one went York's way.
It did, and York You got to cover the kicks, Gary, and we've seen a couple of times, the last kickoff, they didn't get down and timely in coverage, and maybe allowed them to get a little more of a return than they should have. And then on this one, didn't get that coverage. You got to cover that. That's a live ball.
And now York will come up with 1:39 left to go here in the third quarter. 99 seconds left to go in this third quarter, and they'll hand it off to Cooper. Cooper got a couple blockers down frame, dives up to the 40, where it's going to be second and about 5 on the carry, 4 or 5, Gary, and that's what you want on that first down.
Yeah, I mean, he just turned it up the field off the tackle there through the, kind of off tackle play there, off tackle run, and got tripped up, fell forward for a couple more yards, though, and put York in second and short.
York needs to take a long drive here and punch it in. As they got a man in motion, they're going to get it off to Cooper again. Cooper cuts back inside. He's got the first down and more. He's up over midfield to the 47 of the Indians, and another good run by the Cole train.
Yeah, tough run by Cole Cooper there, and he just he's great at following his blocks. Gary got through the blocks and turned it upfield, and he had a dozen yards before they could even get a hand on him to bring him down.
York's offensive line doing an outstanding job here in this third quarter, as they have all night. And now in the motion, they're going to hand off up the middle. No, it's going to be a keeper by Lefty. Lefty on the left side. He's broke through. He's headed to the end zone for a touchdown, Dragons.
What a run. What a play. They've been hitting that fullback quick hitter all night, Gary. They faked that. He took it off around the end. Once again, the defensive end crashed in, and that time he couldn't recover, and it left it wide open, and Lefty was off to the races.
38 seconds left to go here in the third quarter, and the Dragons trying to take a 7-point lead here. Good run by Landrick Lefew.
I'm watching him over here, Gary. He seems to be okay. I thought he was trying to walk something off there.
And the extra point is good by Johan West. We got 38 ticks left to go in the third, and it's a 27-7 or 27-20 York lead.
Over 80% of business owners say loyal customers are the keys to a successful business. At Hall Family Pharmacy, we appreciate our loyal customers and want to thank you by offering you a copay pass. With the Hall Family Pharmacy Customer Loyalty Program, come by the pharmacy and pick up a punch card. Every time you fill a prescription, you will get a punch on the card. When the card is full, bring it in and get your copay pass. It's a simple way for us to say thank you for your business. So stop by Hall Family Pharmacy to get your Customer Loyalty Program punch card today.
Well, Gary, the Dragons answered quickly. There's still 38 seconds left to go here in the third quarter, and now it's a 7-point York lead again.
Yeah, they're losing time of possession because they're scoring so quick, Gary, and the thing about that is that's left your defense on the field for a long time here, and they're going to have to go right back out there now. So see if York can muster up a stop here and get the ball back.
Go back to that onside kick, Gary. York got a big break there, and they capitalized on it.
Yeah, they did. Only took them 3 plays to get there as well, Gary. So, a great job by the York offense.
And there's the kick going to be deep, and they're going to whistle that one before we get started. And I guess somebody from York got a little bit overzealous.
Yeah, we're going to get called for a false start here, obviously. They blowed it dead even. Another great kick by Johan West, though, had the deep guy for them, and that is Johnson. He was back about the 5-yard line to field that one.
So now it's going to back him up to the 40 as York gets a 35, so York will kick from the 35. Johan really needs a big one out of this one, Gary.
Yeah, he does, and and we've seen him, show as good a leg as he's shown all year tonight, Gary. A couple of great kickoffs.
And also, they normally you would have if you want a deep kickoff, they might have gone with Josiah Headings, but he got injured earlier, so we'll see West. Now comes up on it, and West's going to get a line driver this time. Going to take a funny hop and bobbled there by the return man. He gets up and he goes down back there. I started to say he slipped down at about the 24-yard line, so Gary will attribute that tackle to the hash mark.
Yeah, he slipped and fell, and I didn't think they were going to call him down, but actually I think the line judge on the other side of the field actually did blow him dead about the 24-yard line.
So you couldn't ask for much better break than that one. York's got a couple of breaks here in this third quarter.
They have. He was set up for a big return. He had a couple of blockers and had already moved out over the 30-yard line, Gary, so a big break for York.
So now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Indians with 33 seconds left to go in the third. York on top of 7. They'll hand it off to the big guy up the middle, and this time, Gary, York there to stack him up.
Yeah, they are. He got a couple of yards out of that, but he didn't. They're not letting him fall forward, Gary. They're game tackling him, and he's not falling forward.
Good job that time by Dadrick Phillips to get in there. Dadrick Phillips, the number 54 for the Dragons.
That's Aaron Talon. And, good job by those guys. They're holding him up and not letting him fall forward till help comes, push him back.
They still got 3 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 7 now for the Indians. York. And we got a whistle, and that's the end of the third quarter. We're through 3 of them, into 3. York has a 27-20 lead over Sequatchie County.
Quality workmanship and exceptional customer service have defined Southeastern Drywall and Construction of Jamestown. From custom-built homes, residential construction, remodeling to commercial construction, Southeastern Drywall and Construction is dedicated to providing the best quality at reasonable prices. We're also looking for good carpenters. Call Southeastern Drywall and Construction at 931-267-5435, a proud supporter of sports and education in our area. Whether you're competing on the athletic field or working hard in the classroom, remember you have the support of First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. We're behind you 100% of the way. Good luck to all the area teams. Play tough and play fair. And remember, when it comes to helping you with your banking needs, we're First Volunteer Bank, the bank with personality. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And now over and over, it's First Volunteer for you.
And we are back here where we're getting ready for the fourth quarter. And, Gary, the Dragons lead it by 7, but we still got a quarter to play. And these two teams have pretty much scored on every possession. York's been stopped once on a fumble, and the Indians have been stopped once mainly because of penalties.
Yeah, they've had to punt once. They actually got stopped by the end of the half once.
And now a quick pitch out over the right side, and that's going to go down. That was a loss of yardage. Good play by Johan West, Gary. He took the quarterback on the pitch and then got Santos down out on the outside.
Yeah, he had Thomas Miller out there as well, Gary. And, they had the pitchman covered and they had the back covered as well. And what happened is Johan strung that out, and then they were able to converge on the back, who slipped and fell before he actually had a chance to make a move. So it's going to be 3rd and 7 here for Sequatchie.
Sequatchie with 251 total yards. York with 317. That tells you how close it's been. 3rd and long now for the Indians as they'll come out. They're looking to throw one deep. They got a man out there, and he's got it inside. He's down to the 40, and he's going to be shoved out at about the 37. And, Gary, he was wide open.
Yeah, and that's number 12. That's Trevor Ritchie, and the quarterback there, Hudson, pump faked that, Gary, and it froze the defenders, and when it did, it allowed Ritchie to get behind him, and that's a long pass completion, and Sequatchie County at the York 38-yard line.
So, Gary, now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Indians in York territory. As we said, there was 16 first downs for Sequatchie County, only 12 for York. But York had those big hit plays that gave them points, whereas Sequatchie County just been moving the football. And now they'll hand it off up the middle to Hicks, and Hicks is pounding forward, Gary. Gets about 6.
Yeah, and that should have been that should have been a false start. Number 4 moved before the snap, Gary, and the referees didn't see it and call it. And instead they get the quick hitter to the fullback, and he gets about 6 yards on it.
So it's going to be 2nd and long 4.
I'd say that's probably closer to 5.
Yeah, right at 5 as they got him at the 33.5-yard line. York needing to stop here. Up comes Sequatchie County. They'll hand it off to Hicks again. Hicks going to be tripped up this time. Gets up over the 30. They're going to mark him. This guy over here is marking him right at the 30.
Yeah, he's short. He's a good yard short, Gary, so it's going to be 3rd and short.
They're going to show 3rd and 2, so they mark him right at the 30. And we've got 10-17 left to go here in the ball game in a 7-point lead for the Dragons, but the Indians are marching.
3rd and 2, a big play here, Gary. You know, this is 4-down territory, but try to make a couple of stops.
You're going to take a timeout. So with 10:09 left to go in the ball game, it's 27-20 York.
Like a great sports team needs a great captain to lead them, a county needs a great executive to move it forward. And Fentress County has it in Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy believes in this county and its endless possibilities. So for great sports and a great county, be like County Executive Jimmy Johnson and back Fentress County all the way.
And a big thank you to our sponsor, Jimmy Johnson, Fentress County Executive. I know he's over there somewhere cheering probably louder than anybody.
Yeah, he is. I actually walked in with him tonight, and we saw him out here. They have the halftime kick for cash. He is out there actually assisting the youngster that was kicking, so he's involved in a little bit of everything.
And the kid won $50 kicking the field goal. So I guess Jimmy should share some of that.
Yeah, he may have been in on that.
So now it's going to be Hudson up under center. Got a 3rd and 2. Got a man in motion. Going to give it off number 28 over the left side. He's got the first down and more up to about the 25, 24-yard line, Gary.
Yeah, that's Adrian Jackson on the carry, and you know when they've used the halfbacks, Gary, they've ran it effectively. A little surprised they hadn't done it more. You know, they've really rode the fullback kicks, but the tailback, both the halfbacks have ran the ball well.
And they're going to try it again with Jackson. He's on the left side. He's going to be shoved out of bounds before he picks up about, looks like 6.
Yeah, he moved it inside the 20-yard line down to, they're going to give him a good spot, Gary. He's going to be about the 18-yard line.
So that's going to be 2nd and about, looks like they're going to say about 5 for the first down. And they're going to hand it off to the big guy up the middle again. Straight ahead goes the horse. That is Hicks on the carry, and Hicks going to be close to another first down. But I think he's going to be just short, Gary.
Yeah, I think he is. They're marking him about the 15, which would put him about a yard short, Gary.
So now the Dragons need to bow their neck here and hold up, because we got under 9.5 minutes to go. York should get the ball back if the Indians score, but the Indians chewing up a lot of clock here, Gary.
Yeah, they are definitely winning time of possession, but they haven't had the big plays that York have had.
And now Adrian Jackson on the outside, and there he drives all the way up inside the 5 to about the 3. And it's going to be 1st and goal Indians.
Yeah, they're going to mark that about the 4-yard line, Gary, so it's going to be 1st and goal on the 4, and there's the halfback again on the run.
And now it's going to be 1st and goal for the Indians. The Dragons could definitely use a turnover here by the Indians.
Yeah, they could. You know, haven't had turnover all night. This would be a great time for one.
So under center will go the quarterback, Hudson. Got a man in motion, and they hand it off to Jackson. He's going to go to the left side. Did he get there? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Indians.
Good run. You know, they just got a good push off the line, and he's able to press forward behind them into the end zone, Gary, before York got him down. And a big extra point here. We've seen Sequatchie miss one tonight.
Yeah, number 57 back to do the kicking. He clinked one off the goal post.
Yeah, that is Alex Martinez who's doing the kicking chores.
So Martinez to tie it up here with 8:45 to go in the ball game. The kick is up. The kick is not pretty, but it is good, and that's all that matters. We're tied with 8:45 to go in the game. It's 27 apiece.
At Twin Lakes, we believe in innovation and moving our communities and schools forward with technology. We know the importance of community support, and that's why we are honored to sponsor community grants and scholarships, support our local elementary schools, build internship programs for graduating seniors, partner with the Foundation for Rural Service to provide youth tours to Washington, D.C., and so much more. Twin Lakes is proud to live in and support our local community. For more information on Twin Lakes community programs, visit twinlakes.net.
Back here where we're getting set for the kickoff, Gary, and now the Dragons could really use one of those time-consuming drives and get some points.
Yeah, they could, move the ball and move it down the field and score. Not much time left. We saw Sequatchie County, they struggle with time management there. Actually, benefactor of a couple of plays that helped move it down the field to make it look kind of good, but you'd have to feel good if York gets a score here and take some time doing it.
York's going to bobble the ball. Now it's picked up, and Miller going to be ran out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Dragons. And, Gary, the Dragons now just need to push the ball down and take some time off the clock and either get the touchdown or get a West field goal to take the lead with just they could run about 8 minutes off the clock. This could be the drive of the game.
Yeah, it could. You know, they're going to start on the 33-yard line. The difference in this game, though, is York's had some big plays in the second half, Gary. They've had some really big plays and some big runs. And, you know, you wouldn't turn one of those down right now for sure. But, you know, you want to take some time off the clock as well.
They're going to head out to Miller. Miller going to cut back inside. He's going to get about 2 on the carry. Gary, now you go back to that turnover in that very first drive. That if York somehow can't hold on to this one, could be the difference in this ball game.
It could. Miller on that run about 3 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 7 for York.
York, of course, without Josiah Hiddings, he got injured. He's in street clothes down here. Got that ankle hurt earlier. We'll see if he can come back for the Hogeye game next week. This time, Lefevue going to keep it himself. Lefevue trying to get outside, gets around one guy, gets up to about the 39-yard line. So a good run by Lefevue, but that's going to make it 3rd and about 6. So this is a big play for the Dragons, Gary.
Yeah, he moved it out. They're going to give him a good spot between 39 and the 40. You got to get to the 43 for a first down. So it's about 3.5 yards here. So we're a big 3rd down for York.
And what York doesn't want to do is give the ball right back to Sequatchie County because their defense has been on the field for a long time, Gary.
They have. They spent nearly the entire second half on the field, Gary. So York needs to pick up a first down right here.
And they'll hand it off to Cooper. Cooper trying to cut back inside. He's going to get the first down more. Cooper's going to break through. He's headed down the middle of the field to the 26-yard line before he's brought down. And, Gary, there goes the Cole train one more time.
Yeah, actually, that's about the 31-yard line, Gary. But a great run by Cole Cooper, using his blockers effectively again. Broke free, and then it took about 4 of them to get him down at the 31-yard line. So York moving it down the field.
York needs to get a score here because the Indians can score. They can bring the football back as now up will come the Dragons. Lefevue under center. Cole Cooper in motion, gets off to Thomas Miller. Miller bounces outside. He's up to about the 20 and inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line, Gary. And that should be enough for another Dragon first down.
Yeah, they're going to move the chains. A good run by Miller. Ran it off the other side, Gary, and got through the block and then got some tough yards at the end to get the first down.
They're going to mark him right at about the 18.5, I guess. Looks like between the 18 and 19. And the Dragons needing a points here. It's down to 6.5 minutes left to go in the ball game before he'll take the snap. Lefevue under center. Got a man in motion. Lefevue going to keep it, and Lefevue's going to go down. Oh, that was awfully close to another horse tackle or horse collar there, Gary.
Yeah, you know, and Lefevue holding that ball dangerously, Gary, you know, trying to figure out if he's going to make the pitch or not. They covered the pitch man that time and strung that out, and York went backwards on that one. So it's going to be 2nd and 15 from about the 25-yard line.
6 minutes left to go in the ball game. 4 down territory here for York. They're deep in Indian territory, but they got a 2nd and about 15. They'll hand it off to Cooper. Cooper going to cut back inside. They're going to have about a 2nd and probably about 10 after this one as it's pushed forward, and they're going to get up to about the original line of scrimmage, Gary.
Yeah, they're actually going to mark this, Gary, about the 16-yard line. So he got about 8 yards on that. So it'll be 3rd and 7. But the bad thing about that is he lost his helmet on the play, and he's going to have to come out on this 3rd down play.
Either that or call a timeout, and you don't want to waste those timeouts right now.
No, you don't. They have ran Zach Gibson in to replace him.
And, of course, this is one of those situations you can go to Miller or you could go with Lefevue keeping it. What you need is to get about half of this at least so you'll have a shot at a 4th down if you can't get the first down. And up will come Lefevue. Lefevue going to hand it off to Cooper up the middle, and Cooper's hit immediately, Gary. That's not what you want.
They misread that, Gary, and you know Cooper lucky to get the handoff because number 54, Blair Johnson, was right there to make the tackle.
And Johan West is coming in, folks. Johan West is going to come in. They're going to attempt it here, Gary. They're going to go for about a 35-yard field goal.
Actually, right at 35 yards will be the kick here, and Johan can kick this. Yeah, have a good snap and a good placement.
Holdren back to hold it down. Holdren gets it down, and the kick blocked, and that's going to be dove on by the Indians, and they're going to have it, Gary, and that one's big.
Yeah, they're actually going to have it all the way out near the 40-yard line, but the blocker came free, Gary. He wasn't touched and blocked that kick cleanly, and it come back and got hit a time or two, and Sequatchie County going to take over here on the 38-yard line.
And now the Dragons got to bowl their neck as it's 4:38 left to go here in the ball game. And this is the Indians' opportunity to pull out a big win and be at home for the playoffs. As they'll hand it off over the left side now, running is, looks like Jackson again, and he's going to get a few yards, Gary, before he's driven down.
Yeah, he's going to get about 5 on that, Gary. They're going to mark it about the 43-yard line.
So it's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Indians. And York has got to bow their neck here, Gary. They've got to stop this drive.
Yeah, they do, and York bringing in an extra lineman here and, trying to get somebody off the field, and we got a stoppage in play, I think.
And
looking at the clock, Gary.
I think they may have to reset the clock.
Showing 4:38. I think it had less time than that when they took over this possession here.
I was thinking so too, but we'll see. And that actually was a good break for the Dragons, Gary, because they had too many men on the field.
Yeah, they did, trying to get Jacoby Allen off the field because they brought in an extra lineman. They'd actually brought in Gilbert Gifford, and was trying to get Allen off the field, so it works to York's advantage.
And that's going to mark it down to 4:28 is where they'll be at. Now it'll be 2nd, and they'll wind the clock here. And up will come the Dragons. And the Indians this time going to hand off the middle, and there's the big guy again, Hicks. He's going to be stacked up. He'll be short of the first down, but he gets some yardage, Gary, and it's going to be 3rd and short for the Indians.
Yeah, we're looking at probably about, about 3rd and 3 here.
Yeah.
3rd, 3.5, something like that. And big 3rd down. York got to make a stop here.
We've got under 4 minutes to go in the ball game. And the Indians coming up with a 3rd and 3. They're going to hand it off this time to Jackson. Jackson's hit. I don't think he got it, Gary. Looks like they got him short of the first down.
The guy coming in from the opposite side of the field is real close to the marker, Gary, but I believe he is short.
We'll see where they actually show it's marked down at.
They're going to measure.
They're going to measure it. So this is 4th down. Do you go for it if you're the Indians? With Hicks, I think I would hand it off to him and see if he can get it.
I think he's probably short by about a nose of a football right now.
Yeah, I'd start to say he looks like he's going to be about a football length short, maybe a little less than a football length short.
About 6 inches is what this is going to be, and it's going to be a big 4th down.
4th down and about a foot.
Well, I missed it by 6 inches.
What's 6 inches?
It might be a lot right now.
That's true. That's true. We'll see what the Indians do, Gary. Will you go for it if you were the Indians coach with 3:33 to play?
They haven't been knocked backwards all night, Gary. You're going for it here. You're trying to get the win. So I'm positive they're lining up and they're going to run the fullback straight ahead.
I would say this is where you're going to see Mr. Hicks go straight ahead and just try to lean for it. And they got a man in motion. So they're going to give it over the side. Santos, and he's going to be real close. I think he got it, Gary.
Yeah, he got the first down there.
He's going to get almost to the 50-yard line. They're going to mark him almost to the 50. So 1st and 10 for the Indians, a big 4th down play. But, Gary, now the clock starts to be a problem for the Indians. They're not a big, quick-hit team, and we're down to 3:20 to go in the ball game.
Yeah, we are. And, right now you might want this to run and see where it takes you over the next play or two.
And there it goes, and almost a strip, but it's going to be a 1st down. Good run there by number 18.
That's 28. That's Adrian Jackson again on the carry, and they've been working him hard on this drive, Gary. That's his about third or fourth carry on this drive.
And now he's got the first down at the 41-yard line, so the Indians are moving again. York stopped on down low, and now it's the Indians coming the other way. York could use a turnover here as they'll hand it off this time to number 4, Santos, and Santos is leveled. He's held up and then dropped by Cole Cooper at the 40.
Yeah, it got about a yard on that, Gary, but actually also helped by Thomas Cooper there as well. Thomas made the initial contact, held him up, and then those guys come cleaned it up, but only a gain of 1. More importantly, it's going to be down about 2 minutes and 10 seconds here before they snap the ball for the next play.
And, Gary, they did that in the first half. It just seemed like their clock management was kind of questionable that one. Now a quick throw out, and they got a man out there, and he stiff arms. He's down the sideline. He's got some running room all the way up to the 21-yard line.
A big play. They threw the quick hitter, the little sideline pass out there to I couldn't tell exactly. That was number 2, wasn't it? Gage Carr.
I think so.
On the catch, and he turns it upfield to about the 22-yard line, 23-yard line.
And we're down to 2 minutes. We're under 2 minutes when they'll snap this one, and the Indians very content to try to run this down and punch it in with no time on the clock. As Hudson under center, this time going to hand it off up the left side, and that's Jackson again. Jackson cutting inside. He's going to be dropped down at about the 10-yard line. And, Gary, I think he may have enough for another first down.
He does. They're signaling first down. York had that defended well. They hadn't strung out, but the outside guy didn't come in and try to make the tackle, and he runs by him and gets the first down, Gary.
Gary, if you're Coach Wright here, do you start using some timeouts and hopefully save some time in case they score here?
Well, I think you got to start thinking about this. They're moving the ball effectively right now at the moment.
And here comes Santos up the middle, and he's tripped up. And the ball, maybe, he's going to be tackled down. I thought he had dropped the football, but he actually just broke free for a second. And, Gary, he got knocked back all the way back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but they're giving him forward progress to about the 15-yard line, Gary, so he's getting about 2 or 3 yards out of this, and York will take a timeout.
70 seconds left to go in a tie ball game, folks. We'll be back right after this.
Right now at Pizza Hut.
Get 2 medium 2-topping Pizza Hut pizzas
for just $5.99 each.
The perfect pair.
At the perfect price.
Order however you want.
Delivery or carry out.
Call or click.
Get one for me.
And me.
Or just you and yours.
Everyone gets what they want.
So get your perfect pair now.
2 medium 2-topping pizzas.
Just $5.99 each.
Because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Ask for this offer. Additional charge for extra cheese, select crust types, and additional toppings. Product availability, prices, participation, delivery areas, and charges. A minimum purchase required for delivery may vary. Delivery charge is not a driver tip.
Well, Gary, we expected a close ball game, and what more could you expect? We got 70 seconds left to go, and we're tied at 27. And the Indians have it second and about 9 from the 10.
Yeah, they do, and they're down here close. York got to make a stop, and stop them a couple plays here, and see if they'll bring the field goal kicker in and make their attempt at this, and see if York can block their kick maybe. But they've got the ball right at the 10-yard line, and York got to make the stop here.
Up comes, and he's got Hicks in the backfield. Got a man in motion, hands it off to Jackson again. We got a flag over here, and that's going to be a holding right there.
Yeah, and that was actually on Hicks. Hicks held the guy, held the Aaron Talent, wouldn't let him get it back in the play, and I believe this one's going backwards.
Yeah, I believe the Indians going to lose some yardage on this one.
Actually, the flag was thrown all the way over on our side of the field, Gary, and that's kind of odd. No flag.
No flag. Okay, so they pick it up. And that's going to be a first, or not going to be a first down, but it'll be, let's see, by the 4-yard line.
Yeah, it's actually going to be third down. It's going to be 3rd and 8.
And it's under a minute left to play here in the ball game, and Coach Wright's going to have to take another timeout, Gary.
Yeah, he is. He didn't really have a choice here, and 56.3 seconds to go, and actually the ball on the 4-yard line, and they can get a first down.
We'll be back right after this.
Casey's Frontier Chevrolet is clearing out 2018 inventory with discounts up to $10,000. See the huge inventory at kcchevy.com. That's kcchevy.com, where you can find your perfect ride and apply for financing. With your VIP appointment, they'll take it from there, so you just have to show up to sign and drive. Stock number S17100. Must finance with GM Financial and approved credit. See dealer for details.
Just 12 miles north of Cookville on Highway 111.
Oh, yeah, the dealership in the cow pasture.
Well, Gary, now it's a time York really has to come up defensively. They got to come up with something big here. It's 3rd down and about 3, and the Indians have 56 seconds on the clock and trying to punch it in and take a win here and move into that number 2 spot.
Yeah, they are. York got to get a stop here.
And they're going to hand it off this time to the big guy, and he is hit immediately and be brought down right there at the 4-yard line. Good play by the Dragons. As that time, I believe Johan West coming in, Gary, and holding him up. And now we'll see what the Indians do.
Yeah, that's 4th down, and that was Zach Morgan they give the carry to. The guy we haven't seen carry it, Gary, and Johan West able to come in off the corner blitz and shut that down.
And the Indians, Gary, maybe going to let the time run down and kick the field goal.
Looks like that's where we're headed here, and look for them, obviously, to call a timeout here.
So we've got 20 seconds, under 20 seconds. We'll see when the official back there starts the motion down. There he goes. They'll call timeout right now. And timeout on the field. We got 10.3 seconds to go, folks, and we'll see if the Indians can win this one on a last-second field goal.
Meta Thrift, your independent hometown pharmacy, is built upon a foundation of first. First pharmacy in this county. First with a drive-through window. First with a computer system for accuracy. First with a Script Pro machine. First pharmacy to fill 1 million prescriptions, and first to offer free delivery. Why all the first? Because we've been your prescription for caring since 1943.
Meta Thrift, we're always going to be your independent hometown pharmacy.
Well, Gary, the best the Dragons can hope for is to play for overtime now.
Yeah, you would think so. I haven't seen them. Maybe no. There comes. I don't see the. There he comes. There's the field goal kicker. So they are actually going to line. Actually, they are not going to. Yeah, they are. They're going to line up.
Number 10 to hold it. Martinez to kick it. It's going to be about a 21-yarder. And this one should be for the ball game, folks. And you're going to get a good rush. He got it up. Did he get it through? Yes, he did. Martinez hits it with 6.7 seconds to go. The Indians have a 3-point lead.
This is a critical time for our nation. It's hard to know what to believe in. One thing we know is true. The National Rifle Association has endorsed John Mark Wendell for his vigorous defense of the Second Amendment freedoms. John Mark Wendell is solid pro-gun and pro-hunting and has earned NRA's endorsement and an A+ rating.
Paid for by John Mark Wendell.
Well, Gary, York could not connect on the field goal, and the Indians barely connected on the field goal.
Yeah, they did. York put on a strong rush, but he got the kick up, made sure he had plenty of height on it, and, about the length of an extra point, Gary, maybe a yard more, and it looked like they were going to set up incorrectly, and they were scrambling to get set up in the right place, so I thought that might throw him off a little bit. Did not, and he made the kick, and, York got to be able to do something here. 6.7 seconds. You either got to get this down quickly or, set up to do something on a return.
So now it'll be to kick it off. Number 67 this time going to do the kicking off, and that is Martinez, who just hit the field goal to give his team the lead. Winner of this one is going to be probably the number 2 team. Well, I say that Sequatchie County still got a chance to be number 1 if they can hold this on. And the kick's going to go through and bounces off a player, and York's going to down at the 35-yard line with 4.6 seconds. And, Gary, you got one shot here as York scored on that one play that one time. but you got a long way to go. You got about 65 yards to score to win this one.
Yeah, you do, and you got to see what kind of play York's got lined up here, and I'm looking at who they brought out here into the huddle, and it looks like the normal offense. So you got the one wide in Drake, and we'll see what's going to go. And he's actually lined up in the halfback spot, kind of tight.
And they will fake it to him, and they're rolling back his left view. Left view will throw it out. Drake's got it, but Drake's going to be hit right there, and that's your ball game. The Sequatchie County Indians on a field goal with 6 seconds left to play take the win over York here tonight. Your final 30-27 back in 2 minutes.
A great football program is built on teamwork, and so is a great company like Micro Metals Incorporated of Jamestown. We're inviting you to come join our team. We are now hiring for different positions. We offer several benefits, including medical, dental, vision, and life insurance, short-term disability, 8 paid holidays, paid vacation after 6 months, profit sharing, 401k retirement, and more. Apply in person at 1049 Owens Road, Jamestown, or online at powdermetalparts.net.
When it comes to your business, you need technology that supports your productivity and performance goals. With Twin Lakes Advanced Business Systems, you'll get customized solutions to enhance your business, including options such as broadband speeds up to 1 gig. That's 1,000 megabits per second. Metro Ethernet, SIP trunks, phone systems, enhanced voicemail and conferencing services, web hosting, and more. Visit one of our 7 local offices or call 931-268-2151 to see what Twin Lakes can do for your business today.
He's on the 30. He's on the 20. He's on the 10.
Jamestown Regional has always been committed to providing the highest quality of patient care. We work hard every day to contribute to the health of our patients and to the well-being of our community by providing many jobs and services. Now we are proud to be serving our community once again as Jamestown Regional Medical Center. JRMC, a Renova Health company, will continue the tradition of providing quality care, comprehensive services, and an experienced team of physicians and caregivers.
The kids are back in school and the weather's turning cooler, and that can only mean one thing. Flu season will start soon. This year, Hall Family Pharmacy wants to help you fight the flu. Getting a flu shot means that you are 60% less likely to get the flu virus. This year at Hall Family Pharmacy, we are excited to make a $1 donation to the local children's shopping spree for each flu shot we give. So don't let the flu knock you out, and come by Hall Family Pharmacy for your annual flu shot. You won't be the only one glad you did.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. When you schedule your fall maintenance with Condition Heating and Cooling, they will clean, calibrate, test, and ensure your heating system is in proper working order. Let them find and correct issues before they become major problems. Or you can take advantage of discounts up to $1,000 on new energy-saving American Standard heating and air conditioning units. See dealer for details. Offer won't last long, so call to schedule your appointment today.
Call 879-5909. Conditioned Heating and Cooling.
And back here now on the Progressive postgame show as the Dragons come up just a little short, Gary.
Yeah, they do, Gary. A tough, hard-fought game, and York had the opportunity at a field goal and got it blocked. Sequatchie County drove it down the field, got opportunity at a field goal and made theirs. And that's, it's not the only difference in the game, but it's the one at the end and the one that you remember that counts the most.
And, of course, you go back to that first drive for York. They had that one turnover, and that's the only turnover of the ball game. And turnovers can come back to haunt you whenever you have them.
Yeah, you can. You think back on that, and that is the play of the game right now, the turnover. You could really point to that as being the difference in the game.
We'll see Coach Derwin Wright making his way up here. Let's take a quick timeout from Progressive Savings Bank, and we'll be back to talk with the coach right after this.
Cheer this year for all our school teams and activities. Get behind our local schools. Join the parent-teachers group and help improve the quality of education. Sponsor school activities. Go to a ball game, hear a concert, reach higher. Progressive Savings Bank, insured by FDIC.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
And back here on the Progressive Post-Game Show, joining me now, Coach Derwin Ryan. Coach, we talked about it. We knew it was going to be a battle, but it turned out to be even a tougher one than we thought.
York Institute beat York Institute tonight. There's 3 stops in the game. They got 2 of them. One of their stops was our fumble. You just can't do it. I mean, get that touchdown, we win the ball game. We go for a field goal down there. They rush 4 guys. We don't step, things that we fuss at all the time, we don't step in and close down gaps to protect. They come right through it and block the field goal. But, frustrating. It's just frustrating to execute so well in so many ways, but yet then just not do a few little things right. And, the first drive, drove right down the field executing well and just had a exchange from the center quarterback. Center said it's his fault. He didn't get it up there, and that just can't happen. Not this point in the season, but that's frustrating. It's a game that we should have won, and I don't feel like we got beat. I feel like we beat us.
Coach, one thing also too tonight, penalties. You had some big penalties in what could have been some situations where you could have got off the field.
Yeah, and 2 or 3 of them were foolish penalties, just tackling high. We told them all week, big fullback ran hard. You gotta tackle low on him. You got to hit him low, and maybe they know that now, but it's just frustrating because we got some guys out there really busting their butts. I mean, they're busting their butts, but we didn't get it done, and it's just I kind of felt like this was going to come down to a game where a turnover or just a mis-execution on something, and we busted 2 plays on 1 drive. Didn't run it right. Plays that were there, and we ended up losing 3 or 4 yards on it in a game where you've got to, I don't think either defense was stopping the other team, but we did a good job stopping ourselves.
Coach, it seems, a lot of folks think it's kind of strange that both teams run the same style offense, but neither defense who works every week against it could come up and make the stops they needed to.
Well, your defense don't work against it. Your scout defense does some. With that goes against your offense, but we had a good defensive game plan, and then when Josiah Headings got hurt there, it took a lot of that out of what we were going to try to do this game. But it's frustrating. It's frustrating for our kids. I mean, the effort's there, but it's a couple of just little mistakes beat us tonight. And going back to the first turnover, they didn't stop us there. We stopped us. If we score right there, that's enough to win this ball game. Later on, we're driving. We got a 7-point lead. We're driving. We're down here somewhere around the 20-yard line, looking at a 2nd and 7. We run a Liz 5 blast is what the call was, but we don't run it, and we lose about 6 yards on that. Put ourselves in a hole, and it's just frustrating.
Coach, the worst part of this is a big region game.
Huge region game, and one that we needed, but we didn't get. We've got a good Livingston team coming in, and a really good Cannon County team. Their coaching staff was talking about Cannon County. Said they were a very physical football team, and said they had their hands full with them. So. The road ain't getting any easier, Gary.
Coach, I haven't seen the score yet on the Cannon County game, but now this sets up, should Cannon County come back, they were trailing to Smith County, should they come back and beat Smith County, then that game on 2 weeks from tonight could be for 3rd and 4th now.
It absolutely could be. Yep, absolutely could be. And, but I'm like I said, it's frustrating. We got some kids playing really, really hard, physical football, but we've got too many mistakes going on. And we drill them, we show them on film over and over and over, and we just seem to keep making the same mistakes, and it gets frustrating when you see it and you tell, and then when they do it right, we stop them, and then the next play they go back and run up the field, and they go right underneath you again, and you're like, why? why? You know, but I don't know. We're not getting them to understand what we want coaching wise, and that, you know, falls on me. So.
Coach, what do you know about Livingston Academy? I know when Livingston and York meet, you can throw out the record books because it's always going to be a slobber knocker, as they would say.
Well, you know, they're a team that's going to throw it all a lot, spread you out and run it, and so far that's not something we've done a great job of stopping. So, you know, we've got to get some things ironed out and fixed, or you know, we've got to do a better job up front and in the secondary. And you know, there's a lot of pluses tonight in this ball game. A lot of things that were really look good. I mean, our offense. You know, again, we stopped ourselves defensively tonight. I think about every weakness we got was exposed. I think they just wore us down, and that's what the offense is designed to do. We do it to people all the time.
Coach, it seemed, though, like you mentioned earlier, when Josiah went out, that really allowed their big guy and their big fullback to he got at least 1 or 2 yards on every carry. Just even if he got tackled, he fell forward for a
Well, he was going to get 1 or 2 with Josiah in there, because Josiah, he's one of those guys that wants to hit high, you know, and strong as an ox. If we could get his technique a little bit better, I'd like to see him met in the hole. But, you know, he hit the hole, and on the run he got, and, you know, Josiah's a big boy, and it's like 45. And for them, you know, guys are going to hit you low. You have to get that hand down there and protect your knees and stuff. And, you know, that boy come up, bam, right on the knee. And, you know, we're hoping and praying for Josiah. It's just a hyperextension, because, you know, he's a huge loss for us. He was a big part, not of our inside defensive game plan. We had him actually walked up playing defensive end. And because we knew they were going to run off tackle. And, you know, that was a big loss to us there, because Josiah is a big, strong kid, and I think he's going to close down and do a good job tonight for us in there.
Your team did well, though, offensively, even though he wasn't there. You were able to move the ball pretty much at will.
Well, we you know, Ben Cooper's a great little backup fullback, and he's you know, he's a good starter. I mean, he's a starter for most teams, and we've been lucky to be able to rotate those guys all year long. And you know, Ben played his butt off tonight, both sides of the ball. He does a great job blocking. He doesn't have hardly as much speed as Josiah, but he sees the hole well. And you know, I'm really pleased with how he played tonight on both sides of the ball. But you know, I think up front we just had some guys that in crucial situations get stood up and blocked, and you know, we just got to improve right there. It's again they got a good football team, but coming in, we talked about it Monday on the show. I said, you know, this is going to be 2 evenly matched teams. It's like a mirror image, and it is. And team that comes down and does the fewest mistakes, I said there's going to be 3 big plays, and the team that gets 2, well, there's 3 stops in the game, and they got 2 of them. And again, like I said, the first one we stopped ourselves. So, you know, heck of a football game.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining us. Tough loss here tonight, but best of luck as you head to L.A. You host to L.A. next week.
Yep. Thanks, Gary.
And that was Coach Derwin Wright. We're going to take a quick timeout, and then we'll be back with more here in just a moment.
It's football time on the mountain. At Progressive Savings Bank, we know running your small business is a lot like coaching a team. You call the plays that drive your business towards success, and we're your #1 fan. After all, you provide the products, the services, and jobs that keep our local economy moving forward. We partner with small businesses to help you reach your financial goals with free business checking and flexible financing to help operate and grow your business with the right financial equipment to keep you in the game. This is Mark Justice wishing our York Dragons a successful football season. We are proud once again to sponsor Dragon First Downs. Progressive Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And back here where we are at the end of this one, as York comes up short 30-27. Gary, give us a quick look at the stats on this one.
All right, Gary, you know, of course, you mentioned the score, and just a quick go over here. York, 15 first downs. York, 37 carries, 290 yards. 3 of 3 through the air for 87 yards. So they had 377 total yards offense, Gary. Sequatchie County, 17 first downs. They had 56 carries for 275 yards. They were actually 6 of 7 through the air for 106 yards. Total of 381 total yards. 381 to 377 in the total yards, Gary. But you look at it, Sequatchie County ran 63 plays to 40 for York. So, and that kind of took a toll in the second half on the York defense because they spent a lot of time out there. And, you look at possession time, it was 30-36 for Sequatchie County, only 17-24 for York. And just further evidence that Sequatchie County had the ball for over 7 minutes in each of the 4 quarters, and York 4 minutes and change. So, the stats pretty even yardage-wise. There's a couple of telltale things in there probably made a little bit of difference in the game as well. Individual stats. For York, Cole Cooper, 11 carries, 104 yards. Landry Cleftview, 9 for 69 and a touchdown. Ben Cooper, 10 for 61 and a touchdown. Thomas Miller, 6 for 49 and a touchdown. And Josiah Headings, 1 carry for 7 yards. Leftview, 3 of 3 through the air for 87 yards and a touchdown. Lathan Drake caught all 3 of those carries. So he 3 catches for 87 yards. For Sequatchie County, they were led in rushing by Brett Hicks, 20 carries, 116 yards. Adrian Jackson, 13 carries for 84 yards. And then, of course, they were 6 of 7 through the air with Hudson, and Trevor Ritchie caught 3 of those for 58 yards.
Gary, it seemed like for the Indians, you mentioned Adrian, I forget his last name, Jackson. They pounded it up the middle so much with the big guy that then late in the game, Jackson was still fresh.
Yeah, he was. They had spent their whole game running Hicks up the gut in between the guards and the center. And on that last drive, they gave it to Jackson about 5 or 6 times, and he took it around the end, around the tackles. And we heard Coach Wright say that he knew they were going to run the ball off tackle, and they did in that last drive. And York couldn't get stopped, and they got down there inside the 5-yard line, able to kick the game-winning field goal.
Gary, take a look at the defensive stats for York.
Well, because York was on the field for all those plays, Landry Cleftview, 10 solo tackles, 5 assists, 15 total, and Cole Cooper with 9 solo tackles, 6 assists for 15. Ben Cooper, 9 solos, 3 assists for 12. And then Dalton Barger had 6 solos, 3 assists for 9 total tackles. And if you look, Gary, at halftime, Ben Cooper was the leading tackler with 7. Landry Cleftview had 5, and Cole Cooper wasn't even on the list. So those guys got a lot of action in the second half, got a lot of run, and made a lot of stops. But, the most important thing is they couldn't get the big ones when they needed them.
So the Dragons come up short here tonight and lose a crucial region matchup by a final of 30-27. We're going to take a final break, and we'll be back to name our Hall's player of the game here in just a few minutes. Plus, we'll take a look at what's ahead coming up for York next week.
Cheer this year for all our school teams and activities. Get behind our local schools. Join the parent-teachers group and help improve the quality of education. Sponsor school activities. Go to a ball game, hear a concert, reach higher. Progressive Savings Bank, insured by FDIC.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
Back here on the Progressive post-game show. Gary, this win for the Indians puts them in a big game in 2 weeks against Upperman for the number 1 spot in this region. And now York, if Cannon County was, I believe, ahead at halftime of their game. So if Cannon County holds on, that puts York in a big game 2 weeks from now to try to stay out that number 4 slot and end up at Red Bank to start the playoffs.
Yeah, it does, and also, Gary, you think of it also like this is a tough loss. This is one that'll sting for a couple of days. And, you got your rival coming in next week. You got Livingston showing up here, and that's a big. It's not a region game anymore, but it's a big game, and so you pick up the pieces, you show up to play, and get that win Friday night, and then you can turn to Cannon County in that last region game. You win that, you're going to end up at the worst third in the region. So that gives you an opportunity to go play the second place team out of the other region, and put you in the same half of the bracket with Upperman. And we played down there a couple weeks ago, and we didn't show up that night. We didn't execute and do the things we need to do. I'd like to get on the field with them when we're executing, especially defensively, and making some stops, and see what we can do in a game against them. Of course, play them again, it would have to be down there. But the big thing is you want to take on Livingston, then you can move on to Cannon County, and then let the playoff chips fall where they may.
And when you're talking playoffs, folks, you're talking Red Bank and then everybody else, because there's a big drop off from Red Bank if you're going in number 4 seed playing at Red Bank to start the playoffs, as it is going in and playing, I think, Signal Mountain or one of those guys that have struggled this season. And Red Bank is really the cream of the crop down there.
They are the best team in that district, obviously. They pick up another win tonight. They beat Brainerd 35-12. But you start looking at their district, Signal Mountain will be a formidable team this year, and that might be, who the second place team in that region is. At this moment, they kind of look like they might be the second place team, and so, whoever's second in that region will play the third place team out of this region. There's still some football left to play, but right now, if things go the way it should, York probably looking at having to travel for that opening playoff game.
And big games left to come here for this season. Got a couple more left to go. Time now for our Hall's Family Pharmacy Player of the Game.
Hello, this is Philip Hall with Hall Family Pharmacy. We are proud to feature this broadcast Player of the Game. For winning service that you can be proud of, choose Hall Family Pharmacy.
And back here, Gary, who is our Hall's Family Pharmacy Player of the Game?
Well, I think we decide we'll go with Ben Cooper for the Player of the Game tonight. And Ben, 10 carries, 61 yards, 1-yard touchdown run, had 12 tackles on defense, including a sack, or a tackle for loss. And so, a good night by Ben Cooper. We heard Coach Wright single him out in his post-game comments, and so he'll be the player of the game.
So congratulations goes out to Ben Cooper, our player of the game. A big thank you to our sponsors for our live broadcast. They are Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union, State Representative John Mark Wendell, Fitness Farmers Co-op, Hall's Family Pharmacy, First Volunteer Bank, Pizza Hut, Condition Heating and Cooling, Meta Thrift Pharmacy, Twin Lakes, Casey's Frontier Chevrolet, Jamestown Regional Medical Center, Fentress County Executive Jimmy Johnson, Micro Metals and Southeast Drywall, along with State Representative Kelly Keesling, State Senator Ken Yeager. Our pre- and post-game shows brought to you by Progressive Savings Bank. Halftime stats brought to you by Old Ben Franklin Ford. Player of the game brought to you by Hall's Family Pharmacy. Our Friday Night Thunder, we'll be talking with the guys here in a little while, as that's brought to you by the Union Bank, and the Coach Derwin Ryan Sports Show, also brought to you by the Union Bank. Gary, a final look at this game, a tough one for York to lose, but they got a big one coming in, a region contest. They still got 2 big games left this season.
Yeah, you really felt like, first of all, York got the big touchdown right before halftime to tie it, and then they come out in the third quarter and got a stop, Gary, caused the only punt of the game, and took that down the field and scored. And you really felt like they were going to seize the momentum here and maybe take over this game. At least, they could hopefully be the last man standing and the last team with the ball, and it didn't work out that way, and got a big kick blocked, and then couldn't stop Sequatchie County from getting down close enough where they had a chip shot field goal.
And Gary, you go back also to that missed extra point. Had they been up by 1, it might have been a different play down there. Instead of going for that field goal, they may have tried to go for it 4th down. It may have been a lot longer drive for the Indians.
Yeah, it may have, and but unfortunately both teams missed an extra point tonight. So, but that kick, the kid from Sequatchie County, and I didn't get the number. I believe it was number 12, but he come through untouched, and it was right on top of the holder when he kicked the ball, and no chance for that ball to go anywhere. So, good execution by them. Not as good execution by York, and that's one of the big plays in the game. A couple of plays where you fail to execute make the difference in the game sometimes, and never more evident of that than it was tonight.
No doubt about it. That turnover of the very first drive and the blocked field goal has sealed York into what looks like could be either the third or fourth spot in the district coming up in the tournaments in a few weeks. So we'll see how it goes the rest of the way out. That's going to wrap it up for us from here tonight. I want to thank Gary Hall for joining me. I want to thank Gage over on camera one. And until next week when it's Hog-Eye time and York hosts Livingston Academy, I'm Gary Clark. See you at the game.